Let's
Okay.
go. All
Hi.
right. So you guys already had a subject matter like proposed and planned out for the conversation to
Yeah,
start.
definitely
Not
get us
really.
started off.
It's just something we were talking about before the stream. Really.
Okay. Well, we can just continue talking about it on the stream. But
Yeah.
genetics?
Well, we were talking about the dire wolf is where it started, and
Really?
yeah, we were
The
well.
the
There's
the
a
clone
company.
direwolf?
Would you shut up for 2 seconds?
Sorry, I just want to make sure I knew what you were talking about.
You
Okay.
will if you shut up for two
Okay.
seconds.
My bad.
All right. Colossus Biosciences is a biotech company, and they're going to revive species, including the dodo, the mammoth, and Tasmanian tiger. Um, but they want to do one for the direwolf as well. Or they did one for the direwolf back last April, and they resurrected the direwolf, and they were like creating 3 wolves, 2 males, and 1 female with ancient DNA, cloning and gene editing technology to alter the genes of the gray wolf. Experts pointed out that it's not possible to resurrect a carbon copy of an extinct animal, and that the wolves are essentially hybrids of a dire wolf and gray wolf, similar to the appearances to their extinct forerunner, meaning they could make it look like it, but it wouldn't necessarily be it.
Okay.
And my question was genetically, I don't know if that's true or not. Like, you know, they might not have done it, but is it possible to genetically carbon copy? I mean, if we get all the elements right, you know what I'm saying? Because when you're talking about editing genes, because he was talking about we don't know what they look like. I was like, it doesn't matter if we know what they look like as long as we have their DNA, we can
Hmm.
pipe those in, and you know, you know,
I feel like that's
but we wouldn't have been able to
plausible.
verify it. But like that would still be the genetic code that would have written for another direwolf if it had bred in nature. That was the concept of the conversation. Then from there we pivoted to border collies, but about border
Um,
collies.
I've actually had a conversation with somebody about this specific thing before, and I don't know if like we would need the DNA first, and the question is like, do we have DNA that's been preserved for that
Yes,
long of a period of time?
I mean we have extensive amounts of DNA enough to make it look like it.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that if the argument here is that its DNA and genetic makeup don't like perfectly parallel the original direwolf, and your question
Well,
was, is that possible?
well, they say it doesn't perfectly parallel, but I don't think anybody's DNA perfectly parallel something. You know what I'm saying? Like we're 62% DNA the same as the fucking jellyfish, but you know what I'm saying? Like
Do
how
twins?
much
How much?
twins aren't
How
even by the
they're
time
not?
they're born genetically the same, but over a period of a lifespan, they don't even have the same DNA by the end. Not totally, not 100%. You got
It
to break it
also
down
really
to 99.
depends on when they split off into the womb, because
I'm seeing
my
that. Yeah, I.
my
Mm,
my brother had a pair
Sure.
of identical, and I guess this is personal anecdote, but my brother had a pair of identical twins born recently, and like one's they were born prematurely, and one was noticeably smaller than the other, but like eventually they're talking about how like it's going to even out.
Yeah, that's not uncommon. No, they don't necessarily even out. That's not uncommon. My uncle Jack and my grandfather are identical twins, and Jack's a smaller version of. I mean, he looks identically the same, but he does look smaller. Um, I was like, I guess Grandpa ate everything in the womb, and then you know what I'm saying because he was a bigger boy overall.
and you
Well,
said they're
because
identical.
she's
Yeah.
been growing at like a faster rate than the other, so that's why they think she'll catch up eventually.
But yeah, they were
or
identical twins.
maybe or maybe further down the line, like she'll end up taller than him instead of like equaling out at the same height.
Oh, I don't know. They're the
Oh,
same.
sorry.
Hold on. Are they the same sex?
Did you just tell me hold on to sneezing?
Yeah, she got to hold that
You
sneeze.
gotta hold on.
Okay.
Stop
I
talking
gotta ask a
at
question
you.
before you do.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they're the same sex. Like they are
Oh,
like
okay.
split off from the womb type twins. They're
Okay.
originally quadruplets, but there was a whole thing with that.
They were
So
quadruplets.
Yeah.
What are
some
the
So
some
odds?
some absorb them. Sometimes they'll
not
absorb the other twins.
no. So here's what happened essentially. So they found out. So they had been trying for a baby for like a few months now, and like they didn't do IVF or anything. She had like natural quadruplets. However, she's like a real small girl, so like it was an issue of like she had to essentially abort two of them because it was an issue of basically you could abort two and save the other two, or have all 4 babies, and because of like her size and everything, it was very likely all 4 babies wouldn't make it to birth because there wouldn't be enough resources passed around in the womb for them to be sustainable.
So it was an option between like risking all of them like not ending up well, and then like removing 2 of them to save 2 of them.
Probably like it was more of a risk of like they'd all die prematurely.
Well, that's what I meant by like all 4 of them not making it would be
Yeah.
the okay. And then depending on like how that happens, that could also put the mother at risk. So that's like when people say like abortion has validity, that's like one of the fringe scenarios that they usually refer to, and that's you and she ended up with that fringe scenario, unfortunately.
Yeah, she
So
did
that
have to go to.
Right, but
She
even
did.
if abortion was illegal, she would still be she still wouldn't be charged because
oh yeah.
abortion. No, because the very crime of self defense. It takes hold in every context. It does, like you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying. So even if they made it completely 100% illegal, no abortion period ever, the
I mean, that
exception will
also.
always be the exception in the Constitution. Do what?
Yeah, but that's also. Wouldn't self defense have to be more something like you'd have to try it as murder in the first place.
No, because I feel like you could self preservation. I think would be like a better word for like the catch all that Josh is referring to.
Um,
Okay.
And in
um,
that case, like it would be a form of self defense to preserve yourself in a scenario like that, especially with like
well, that
abortion, because
specific
that can be
scenario,
argued as
didn't you say
murder.
that she risked dying? Extremely risked dying?
No,
Yeah,
Oh,
her baby's risk dying.
oh well, that too.
that too.
Um,
Yeah. Well,
if you
that's a
killed
little
one
more
to
good
save,
Samaritan.
if you killed one to save two, that's a possibility that um defense of another, but it would still apply in the same context. You know what I'm saying? If it was going to kill all your babies,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? There's that, but
Like
that's
the
about it.
law does pretty much like protect any
Like I said, I,
um.
I typically don't debate abortion because it's a self-solving problem, but
It is. We talked about that.
yeah.
It's not entirely because I guess arguably, like even if because like the people who are pro-abortion now were like born by people who weren't pro-abortion, so like next
So was
generations
the
could still
first
take
one.
on the first one, the first generation.
Yeah, the first person that was aborted was, I mean, the very fact that you're giving birth to somebody that that would get an abortion. You know what I'm saying? Actually, the thing we're gonna run into more is with IVF and thing like that is they do abort those babies when they take hold. They decide how many babies they want, and then they abort the
I mean, I
rest
wouldn't.
in the
I
womb.
also
Go ahead.
wouldn't count. What do you mean abortion's a self-solving problem?
I mean,
Oh
it
yeah,
won't
you weren't
matter
here
in
for
10,
that.
20, 20, 30 years. Whether people want it to be or not, it'll be such a fringe issue that it's not going to matter. I don't debate abortion because, all right, guess who's having children? Guess who's not having children? People that
I'd have
generally
to.
support abortion
I mean,
have.
I'd
Go ahead.
I'd have to fundamentally disagree with that because I know a lot of people with like kids that still support abortion.
With some kids, not with a lot of kids.
I don't know. My
Well,
both
that
my brother's sister
Uh,
were
you could
I'll
both
put
of
have.
it.
those.
I'll put an example. Do you support abortion? Or just you can just give a yeah or nay. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and because it's irrelevant to what I was going to say. But you generally, at least in some degree, support abortion in some ways, right?
Right.
But that's not going to matter because, like, I have 7 kids. Even if one of them or two of them are outliers, that's still 5 kids that do not support abortion.
But I feel like another like factor in the disparity between how many kids people have isn't just abortion, but also like
Religious context, sure.
contraceptives,
Well, yeah, but
religious
even
context
though,
too, because you pointed out like
guess
some
who
religions are
uses
very pro family
right?
or
But
pro like
most Catholics don't use condoms.
most what?
Most Catholics don't use condoms.
Oh, is that right? I feel like a lot of Catholics now
But
probably do just because
but
it's
like there's
very
plenty of people
commonplace.
that have like a lot of kids that do support abortion. I mean, for fuck's sake, my brother and his wife just had 2 and they support abortion. And in fact, it's because they almost had 4 that being a big reason they do.
Yeah, but those are
Plus, like
outliers. That's not good.
abortion's also such like an ancient idea that like if it was an idea that was gonna eventually die out, I feel like it would have died out by now. Like
How
you could
ancient is
say
it?
that Like the Bible has instructions on how to perform abortion type of ancient.
I've never heard of this. Wait a second. Not this is a weird search history thing to add, but Bible abortion. Many interpreting its teachings as prohibition against the practice based on the belief that life begins at conception.
Instructions.
The problem
Let
with
me get
his
this real
theory is
quick for
that
you.
people that support abortion in the past aren't really Catholics to begin with. You know, kind of like when you
Like they're
when
not
you
true to the Catholic belief,
right,
because
they're not
like
true to
they'll
Catholic
still.
faith.
Because I imagine there's still some people who like support abortion but consider themselves Catholic, even though the abortion is against the Bible.
But whether it's sacrilegious or not, it'll eventually get purged or uh, the same way that we kind of purged being gay from religion.
The Bible does also like forgive pretty much any sin, so like it also forgives abortion in a sense, doesn't it?
It forgives it, but there's something that people always miss through those steps, and that's penance, paying penance, and that used to be a severe thing.
That's
We
right.
changed that too.
Let me look up biblical penance and like familiarize myself with that a little bit because that hasn't come up for me yet.
So I will say for the instructions on abortion, it is specifically for an unfaithful wife. I'm just citing it as an example of like this is how ancient abortion is. But specifically for unfaithful wives, they had instructions for like priests on how to give abortions to like essentially bastard children. Um,
But yeah,
as for
and
like the whole
I'm not saying
Catholic
that
as for
there
the whole
aren't
like
fringes.
as for the whole Catholic argument, Catholics are slowly dying out anyways.
No, not even close. Most of North and South America are Catholic,
Right, but there's still like it's becoming less and less.
not compared to atheism. Actually, everybody's, even Gen Z is one of the most religious generations in a while.
Although
Um,
atheism did also like rise
that's
rapidly the
actually
past couple of generations, didn't
that is
it?
actually a false that is actually a false talking point made by a lot of religious groups. It's not actually true because the statistics that they gave for that was essentially made by a church trying to prove that it was
well,
on the rise.
I
Hold
mean,
on, give
you
me
can't ask somebody that's
and
not the church how many parishioners there are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you kind of got to ask the church how many parishioners you have. You know what I'm saying? No, they might be lying about the stats, but you can't go into, I'm gonna go in this, Walmart and ask how many parishioners there are. You know what I'm saying? Versus going into a church and asking them how
They
many
do have
parishioners.
those like religious like surveys that they give out sometimes. Maybe people like list on there that they're a parishioner, and that would be like a way outside of the church that like you would get at least some estimate or number on how many people are parishioners.
Right, but my problem wasn't that. My problem was his fault with the fact that you were asking parishioners to begin with. Like, you know, like
but
I'm
like
not sure you can really go ahead. Go
so
ahead.
I kind of want to play a whole video about this because
We can
like
do that.
Yeah, just do two things: talk a little through it and break it up a little bit. Otherwise, it won't be loud on YouTube. That's why you listen and
Oh,
laugh, and even if it's just laughing and chattering and saying stuff.
okay. We can just
Otherwise,
hit like a if we want to like pause and like
right.
dissect what's shown so far or
so
talked about so far. We can
this
like just do.
this guy right here is one of my favorite he's one of my favorites he's one of my favorite YouTubers because he's an actual theology professor. So like he studies this stuff for a living. And he's gone out to like literally different like archaeological sites, presented them, talk about like stuff like the rapture, and like goes into real in depth onto it. And I was of the belief that like Gen Z was in it for a while, but I saw this guy's video.
Oh, is there like an external source we can use to compare with them? Because if it's one guy saying it, like just because somebody's got like a bunch of views on YouTube and is well versed in something doesn't mean they're right about every aspect.
He's an actual theology professor, though, is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean that he
Yeah, it
has
doesn't
like
tell you
the
about
perfect scope
statistics,
on
though.
Gen Z.
Hold on. Can I let me finish
Yeah.
real quick? And he cites his sources in the video.
Okay.
Okay, so we can
We just
pull up
check
those
sources.
sources. Yeah.
I can't hear the video.
I can't either. It won't even let me like do the pop out for it. Oh, you have to turn on the audio manually, just like on Discord, Ryan.
Oh,
Yeah, it's got that little like switch button thing.
Evangelical Ministry, the Gospel
can
Coalition.
you hear it now?
It's here. Gen Z revival hits campuses. But if you
So-
read sociological data instead of headlines, the picture looks very different. A real revival would leave a clear statistical footprint, and it's just not there. To see this, let's zoom out and look at one of the most respected studies, the Pew Research Center's 2023-2024 Religious Landscape Study.
And just to break this up, we'll try to look this up.
Hmm.
Religious study. Yeah, so Catholicism not only declined in like mainland America, but it's also declining in like Latin America, as it says.
Sure, but the margins are really small. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and also the decline doesn't necessarily mean that, like, a lot of people are moving over to Muslim, which you think is going to be more severe on, which what we're discussing was abortion originally. You know what I'm saying?
This is a massive study of nearly
That's what he has to
37,000
say.
Americans designed to track their religious identity, beliefs, and practices over time. And here's the top line finding. Back in 2007, about 78% of American adults identified as Christian. By 2024, that number sat at roughly 63%. So the Christian population of the US is dramatically smaller than it used to be. But notice here that this long downward slide is not continuing at the same pace. Over the last 5 years or so, the graph has stabilized, hovering in roughly the 60 to 64% range. And we can see this also in measures of prayer and church attendance. The share of adults who say they pray daily, for example, has fallen dramatically since 2007, but since 2021, it has stabilized in the mid-40s. Monthly attendance to a religious service tells the same story, leveling off in the
These are
low
like
30s since around
general
2020.
religious
And we also see a
services.
slowing in the rise of religiously
Ryan, I didn't
unaffiliated
catch that.
so-called nuns. That is Nones, the folks who check the nun box on the survey question, "What religion are you?" They make up around 29% of US adults in the latest surveys, and they've been bouncing around that same range over the last few years. In other words, we're not seeing a third great awakening, we're seeing more of a religious plateau, an unmistakable long-term decline in Christian identification and a short-term stabilization. But here's the piece that matters most to the whole narrative of a Gen Z revival. Even though the overall decline has slowed, younger adults remain much less likely to be Christian than older adults. In that same survey, only around 46% of 18 to 24-year-olds identify as Christian. Only 27% of them pray daily, and 25% attend a religious service monthly. This is a huge generational gap when we compare to older adults. The sociologist Ryan Burge, an author of The Vanishing Church, backed this up when he dug into multiple data sets. Using data from the General Social Survey, Burge notes that the percentage of people who say they believe in God without a doubt drops with each generation. Boomers are highest at 57%, and that drops down to 40% with Gen Z. And he notes the biggest drop is the most recent shift from millennials to Gen Z.
What were you going to say, Josh?
I was just going to say two things. One, some of the data doesn't matter. Like how often somebody prays is irrelevant to what their positions are on God.
Yeah.
Like, or even how often
I
they go
agree
to
with that.
church. While I understand that's just kind of his, you know, he's like only 27% pray. Yeah, most people don't pray, but it doesn't mean they don't believe in God either. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well,
they do active
but-
prayer. You know what I'm saying?
But that
Mhm.
also like daily prayer is also a good constituent for like how deep into the Christian religion someone is, because you can still have a lot of Christians that like support abortion, but like the stricter Christian you are, like the more likely you probably wouldn't support abortion.
No, I
So,
mean,
like- So like
well, abortion's a pragmatic issue for most
Which I
people.
thought we were focused on like how much of Gen Z has like converted to a religion rather than the abortion for why we brought this up.
yeah, but I was also using it as an argument that like I feel
Yeah,
like
that was the original argument. Was I said they're on the way back up, and I do believe they're on the way back up. Just because it's plateaued out doesn't mean it's not on the rise. It's obviously not declining. So
I will
you know.
say from like anecdotal evidence, because I've moved towards Christianity and Connor moved towards Christianity, so like those are two anecdotal examples of people converting to. I mean, it happened once we were older, so it wasn't going to show
And
up on the
as
test.
poverty sets in, you'll see an increase in Christianity as well. That's why places like Mississippi have still high. Matter of fact, you can't get nothing done in that state without like, all right, because I was wondering because like I joined a church there because it's the quickest way to get yourself stabilized in a state where you're not, all right. Um, Not that I don't believe in God, but I damn sure started going to a Catholic church in Mississippi for the time that I lived in Mississippi to find things like jobs. Ironically, the funny thing was I was like, they were handing me out pamphlets of places to get jobs, which was good, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, one of the places I had was casinos. And I'm like,
Really?
yeah, I was like, isn't that sacrilegious? So like,
yeah, a little bit. That's like endorsing greed. That's endorsing mammon right there.
but you know what I'm saying? Like, so anyway, there's the pragmatic version of it, and then there's the, and that's where most people don't pray.
Plus,
Only
if
about
we're-
30% are actually active practitioners. Go ahead.
Plus, if we're inserting personal anecdote into this, I feel like most people my age that I talk to, like not only like here but at work, or like the younger they are, the farther they tend to be from religion.
Yeah, but aren't you barely like? Go ahead. Wait,
Mhm.
aren't you? Are you Gen Z or are you Gen Z?
I'm Gen
I didn't
Z.
even think you were Gen Z because I thought you were 27, right?
I'm Gen Z, but like barely Gen Z.
Hold on, let me look at what generally is like the consensus on Gen Z is born
you're not
between
gonna get a
1997 and
consensus.
2012.
Yeah, but you're not going to get a consensus on that. There is no consensus. I just go with the original data, but even that would favor him more than favor me. But I go with one.
Well, if there's not a good general consensus on that, that's also a factor in these studies about like which generations follow like which
Sure.
religion, because then that means the Gen Z numbers could be inflated or deflated
Sure.
in favor or against a religion based on like how they determine what qualifies as Gen Z. Because apparently, according to this, I would be Gen Z as well, but I didn't. You were telling me that like you thought I was in the millennial generation before, so there is like some conflation, or not
Alright.
conflation.
There's a popular term for us called like Xennials.
Yeah, Xennials. That's a
We
big
can
term
do
because
Millennials.
the hybrids. Y'all are a bunch of hybrids. No, I'm just kidding with you.
X Xennials. Oh, that's Generation X and Millennial. See, and then that wouldn't be Generation Z, but that counts. Birth years 1977 and 1983 would be before my time, so I would not be a Xennial by that metric.
Okay.
I spelled it wrong. I spelled it wrong.
Yes. Strauss-Howe, the one that invented the system, that's why I go by him. And that would put all of you into the millennial generation. You know what I'm saying? Because they actually in their generation at 2005. I think all you were born for 2005, right?
All of
Y'all
us?
born in the 90s sometime?
I was born in 2000 flat.
Yeah, I know you were. He was what, born 99 or 97 or 98 or something?
98.
98.
So I
Okay.
identify more with Gen Z than I do millennials personally.
Well, if we're talking about like age demographics, like alignment with a
like
generation doesn't really.
I don't know. I always hear this number thrown around for Gen Z.
See, this is the first time I've seen that number for Gen Z, but
well, like I said, Strauss-Howe was the one that invented the system, so I mean, take it for what it's worth, but they are the ones that, and their data doesn't just do the last 4 generations. This generation
but like
all the way back to 1433. Go ahead.
Just because the creator of GIF says it's pronounced GIF doesn't mean it's pronounced GIF. Know what I mean?
Like well, the author.
There's definitely that there, but I mean, like, and we're still considered in the homeland generation all the way till 2029. If that's the case, these little ones are Gen Z, not Gen Alpha. But they're already talking about Gen Alpha as if they already exist. You know what I'm saying? So, but they have it broken down in a way that goes all the way to Gen Z, and this has been this way since 1988 before anybody cared about all this.
Instead, can we find like a
modern popular version? There's so many
different
versions.
Like, okay. I feel like we could split from the generation like references entirely and just focus on like a study for a particular age group like currently. So like anybody between
that's not
like,
fair
12
because
and 24.
The 18 to 29 generation aren't very religious anyway, but those people usually go on to be religious. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you even look at, like, you know, they're either next to nil or nothing. while
Ooh,
they're in
hold
their
up.
20s. It's not until they really reach their 30s or 40s or
Plus,
50s.
I didn't even know you were starting to identify as Christian, Cayden, like recently.
No, was it not very clear that I was moving towards spirituality in the last couple of weeks?
Spirituality, yes, but not Christianity.
I mean,
Yeah,
I kind of like
you could be
waffled
a
through like a
Muslim.
bunch
You
of
don't
things.
know.
I could be. Mormons seem pretty nice. Maybe I'll be Mormon. Hang out with
God,
the
now
guys
he's
who do
backtracking here.
South Park.
He just likes the idea of extra wives.
I forgot that's a thing they do.
Oh,
The thing
Cayden.
I've like really landed on is like Marcus Aurelius' Stoic version of Christianity, which is kind of like a little pre-modern Christianity, but even he like believed in a singular God. He obviously didn't believe in Christ because he was born and killed before Christ like came about. But I would imagine he would have believed in Christ if you were around to see that.
I hate when people do that.
He wouldn't.
They're like, no. I mean, I don't know. The point is, you don't know either. It's like, you
That's
know,
true.
they're like, if Martin Luther King was alive today, he'd be a Democrat, not a Republican or whatever. We don't
That's
know
fair.
that.
No,
But that's where I
I
landed
have
at.
no
Is like,
doubt. I have no doubt. Fucking Martin Luther King would be a socialist, actually. considering some of the political shit he said.
I feel like he said a lot of things that we called like political. So like,
Sure.
can you give like a specific quote?
Martin Luther King. Here. So keep in mind that like he was sort of like in the same sort of groups that Malcolm X was, and they
I wouldn't say so. He was, if anything, I mean, granted, they're Malcolm X was isolationist. He was he believed in he wanted an all black state. You know what I'm saying? These are kind of
Well,
contrary
that
to
doesn't mean they didn't
integration.
like
thing
run in the
is-
same
well,
group.
thing is, you have to realize that Malcolm X only grew those policies later in his life. Like that was
Sure, but
something he started believing in, I think, after he converted to being a Muslim.
it doesn't really matter though, because at the end of the day, that's what he would still be as a Muslim, likely. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, you know what? That's fair. But like,
Will you take him, baby?
but like he even said, right? He even
So
said
just
to his
leave
then girlfriend, "I'm much more socialistic in my economic
What'd you
theory
say?
than capitalism."
Oh, I
And
don't know what that is.
capitalism has outlived its usefulness. But like,
But yeah, that
Putting him
feels
on
pretty
the
cut and
spot.
dry. If that's like a thing he said, then 100% we can say he leans more towards socialism than capitalism.
But we don't know what 40 years would have changed for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't. One thing is he would have gotten wealthier.
Well, we're not talking
know,
about like what he would
I
feel
suddenly
now.
have an
We're just
opinion about
saying
capital gains taxes.
we're just talking about his view at the time.
No, we were having an opinion. We were opinionated on what the future would hold. You know, Jackie Robinson was a Republican. I doubt he would be a Republican today, but he could be, because we don't know what Jackie Robinson values.
I don't follow. We were talking about the future before, but like when Ryan
But
brought
you
up this specific thing, I
also
don't.
do have to realize you are talking about an era where like socialist policy and communist policy in general were pretty feared, and like because this was like
They still should
What?
be feared. Yes.
not
I would
communism,
never.
yeah, but
I would never say that communism turns out good. You know, you could say socialist or whatever.
yeah, but like this was the time where like saying like we should build homes for poor people.
Yeah, that's
was
called the Red
considered
Scare.
communistic.
The
That's what I'm
Red Scare.
saying.
Yeah,
Like
when,
people
when-
were still recovering from the Red Scare is what I mean.
yeah, no, I understand that, but like, but
When
my
we
point is,
say
like, go ahead.
when we say communism and socialism, like
That's for you, baby.
should be feared. Like what aspects of it do you mean? Because there are like genocides under those, but there's also genocides under capitalism. So I feel like that's indistinguishable regardless of like system.
Plus
Uh.
communism I can understand. Socialism I don't.
Whoa. When you say there's genocides under capitalism, are you saying that they go around and genocide people, or are you saying that they genocide themselves?
I guess like either. I'm sure either has happened at some point. Like in
I
capitalism,
know
if
they
we
probably
count-
went around and genocided the world. I'm asking if they've genocided themselves. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, there was like a civil war that most people like say was
Yeah,
boiled
but
more
that-
down to money than slavery, right?
No, I'd say slavery was probably about the cause of it, which inevitably drains down the money. But like slavery was the
Okay, so
cause.
yeah, that's what I mean. Is that drained down to the money, like the whole dispute over slavery, like for the
Yeah, but
North,
by
it
that
was more about the
definition,
factorization.
everything breaks down to money, and if that's the case, then everybody's guilty of everything always. We're
Well,
talking
if,
about
I'm just talking about for
yeah.
capitalism. So if that stuff boiled down to money, that would be like a self-conflict that boiled down to money in
a cat.
capitalism.
No, the reason why nationalism leans towards something like even now, let's say just common nationalism, what Trump is. All right. He believes everybody inside the state is good, everybody outside the state is bad. He doesn't care whether he destroys every fucking piece of land Venezuela has. You know what I'm saying? What he wants is what is defined as nationalist. I care about my nation and I do not care, and I'm not saying that's 100% his view, but
I mean, we already had the discussion about nationalism. How both
sure.
is there?
No, actually, we had a discussion
How
about
like
National
both?
Socialism, but
Well, fair enough. But like, the point I wanted to make is before we like delved into you further is like, I consider myself a socialist because I live in a mostly capitalist society, and I'd rather have like a mix of like. Realistically, I'd rather have a mix of both
a
capitalism
mixed
and
society,
socialism.
which is what works best. And that's what I said earlier when we had this conversation. I was like, honestly, the system I think
But-
that currently works best is a mixed society.
But keep in mind that like if we were, here's the thing, like, and I say like fear socialism, but like, try to think how to say this properly.
Can I break up the
This whole
conversation?
thing about
Oh,
like the whole thing about like socialism being this big scary buzzword is just like people have these views on socialism, but like
Well-
when you mention capitalism, not so as much. But like if we had pure capitalism, like which we were like the closest we ever had to pure capitalism was probably our like the Gilded Age, for example, which was I'd say was pretty fucking bad. Like we were fucking putting rats in people's food and feeding it to them.
On the Gilded Age, what do you
Yeah.
define as the Gilded Age?
Hold on. It has a specific date. I just can't remember off the top of my head.
just I want to ask real quick, Josh. On our Twitch, all our videos are gone.
Yes, we had to remove them because they were violating us.
Every single one.
Well, not every
So
single one
it's-
of them, but like enough of them that I didn't
Okay.
know which ones. I wasn't going to leave them up just in case one decided that was going to violate. Like I
That's
said,
fair.
we're
That's
going to
fair.
circle
So
back around to
period-
Twitch. Go ahead. Sorry.
Period from the late 1870s to the late 1890s, which occurred between the Reconstruction era and the Progressive era.
You define that as the Gilded Age?
Yeah, that's what it's called. And like,
Okay.
that's
No.
pretty much
That's
the consistency of what
I
it's
just
called.
wanted to know if that's what you were referring to. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think, and I could be wrong in this. I don't think that was a byproduct of the system. I think that was just an inherent. Okay. Well, okay, like right now, crime is getting out of control, and I don't mean like crime's worse than it was, but getting away with crime is getting worse than it has been.
That's true. I agree with that.
Right. Not that the crime is any more or less, but that it's there's just less people paying the consequences for that.
Which I guess arguably could still have
Thing
been
is
the case then,
the
just
things
that
I'm
we wouldn't have
talking
found out
about-
about it till.
The things I'm talking about weren't really crimes. Like, they had basically no. Because keep in mind, this was like right after industrialization, like right after the Reconstruction era, essentially. Into like this is pretty much the most prime example of like America being industrialized. There weren't any like proper rules and regulations back then, which is why we got so close to why I say this was probably the closest example we had to capitalism because the American government took a very hands-off approach to like anything when it came to businesses, which is why it became so corrupt for a long time.
Are you talking about within the black community, or are you talking about as a whole?
As a whole,
See if I agree with that. No, I can't say I agree with it. Not entirely, anyway. Like, yes, I agree with part of it. I don't agree with the take that I think it was more just lack of resources, lack of ability to, just like now. All right, it's hard to get police. It is, and because it's hard to get the police, it's hard to fight crime. Essentially, people aren't supporting police as much. People aren't wanting to be police officers as much. There's not as much pizzazz in there or whatever. And in a lot of cities, getting police officers, they're all short.
Which is funny because like a lot of people like jumped on to ICE super recent with like their sign-on bonuses and stuff, and it seems like those people
That's
could have just as
that's
easily
federal
gone and
police.
become.
And actually,
Yeah.
that's the way I see the nation going in probably 10 or 20 years, where we're going to have all federal police, like the federales they do in Mexico.
Mhm.
I see we're going to have a lot more of that and a lot less city and state police.
Well, my point was more so those people could have just as easily ended up like in department police instead, if not for the openings there. So it does seem like there are people who are still interested in police or police-like roles.
And I
You
still
talking
don't
go ahead.
thing is that sort of ignores my argument that like a lot of the stuff they were doing back then was just perfectly legal. Like
Well, I mean, a lot of the things they do now, like, all right, they're having difficulty distinguishing between if there's a driverless car, how the culpability goes. That's just called New Frontier, I guess, is the best way to describe it. Just like in the 90s when the internet was something that really wasn't regulated in any kind of way whatsoever. I know you don't remember the 90s, but I don't think he was too, punching on a keyboard. But in the 90s, it was the Wild West. You could say anything, do anything. It didn't matter. Like you were saying, people were meeting up for sex, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It was just the total Wild West. There was no way to regulate it in really any kind of way.
And that's
Until they
kind of the
eventually
same.
started to find a way to regulate it. Go ahead.
That's kind of the same situation as like with AI right now, where it's
With
like
what?
where there's no like regulation regarding it. So like things that are occurring with AI now aren't considered illegal, but
Yeah,
like
that's-
further down the line they might become
AI,
considered illegal.
biogenetics, because you're doing things that people never even
So-
occurred to write a law about.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
So I get what you're talking about, but like writing laws into existence for these things are because like capitalism. There is a book I'm trying to remember the name of. Give me one sec.
Was it Mark Twain's Huckleberry Finn?
No.
Oh my God, what is it with you in that book?
I don't know. I don't even remember. I read it once as a kid. I don't remember anything about it, but for some reason, sorry. John F. Fitzgerald's To Kill a Mockingbird. Was that John F. Fitzgerald? Or was that Great Gatsby?
No, Great Gatsby was what's it called?
Oh, F. Scott Fitzgerald is Great Gatsby. Oh my God, who does To Kill a Mockingbird? Atticus? Harper Lee. Harper Lee does To Kill a Mockingbird.
Hey, I just watched the films, okay?
Which I forget those even have films.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
Which maybe I should watch at some point because, like, The Great Gatsby, it gets like extremely flowery, and after a certain like point, I was just like, I don't even really know what's going on.
My vape over there, please? But yeah, anyway, so back to that, because we got to go double back twice to get back to genetics.
That's right. We went way off script with that.
Way the hell off script.
But the
I agree with Ryan that was the most capitalist. I just don't think it was 100% pure capitalist, I guess is the most. So yeah.
Oh no, that wasn't my argument. I said it was the closest we probably got to like pure capitalism. Not that it was 100% pure capitalism. There is a
I feel like that argument can be said for any system because like people say the same thing about it's not a true socialism, it's not a true communism, and now it's not a true capitalism.
Well, we've never really
been a
had
true capitalist society.
Yeah, that's what
we've always been a
I
mixed
agree
economy.
with that.
The very nature of tariffs, which was a big thing in the 1800s. Tariffs were a real popular thing in the 1800s.
So,
yeah.
Are you familiar with the book Atlas Shrugged?
Is that Ayn Rand?
Yes.
I've heard people absolutely hate her books. That's all I know about her. I've never read it.
So she was a big pusher of like capitalism and objectivism. And whenever we're talking about like the history of capitalism, Ayn Rand uh, especially comes into subject. And like her book, the Atlas Shrugged, is like a big. It's like weirdly a lot of like politicians' favorite books. It's like Trump keeps it by his bedside. I think he claimed at one point, if I recall.
A lot of the
correctly.
New York best time sellers were
Sexy girl
came up in the
syndrome.
Epstein files, and apparently a lot of them were using like code for people who were in that kind of echelon and in those interactions. Hey, Jamie. So I honestly wouldn't be surprised that the reason it was so popular was purely because it spoke to certain folks. Because like most like run of the
That's why
mill
all
like 9
books
to
are
5
popular.
folks. Well, not typically. They're not typically popular just because of. I don't know what you mean by that. Actually, what do you mean that's most books?
If a book is popular, usually the following around it is popular. That's kind of the, you know what I'm saying, like.
Oh, but Ayn Rand was kind of the opposite, where most people didn't like it. Only the people in like certain like very famous people are like the ones who seem to like reference it, but most people like the common folk don't really seem to like it. And that, let me find the other examples.
So I mean, Atlas Shrugged is a basically a dystopian novel told from the point of view of the elite capitalist, essentially, and that's why people don't like it, because it depicts the elite capitalist as the victim in society, as opposed to like pretty much basically the fucking opposite of cyberpunk.
Yeah. And again, that makes sense for why that makes sense for why most people didn't like it, except for people who were themselves like very rich capitalists.
But
Sure.
basically it's about like, I'm a rich capitalist, all these people around me are fucking stupid. I shouldn't have to deal with my my company being fucking having rules and regulations on it type of stuff.
Right. Well, that's because, as in general, and I'm not saying that, you know, as long as the capitalist is technically following the law, there is no, you know what I'm saying? The question is where the law should impede itself. That, oh, hold on one second. Sexy. I know. I love you. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to hit you, dog. Okay, sorry. Um, 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 say I'm a capitalist in this new world we're gonna start. We're starting this new thing, but no rules are written yet. There isn't much for me to violate. So, okay, somebody sets ground rules and say, all right, these are the ground rules. You're gonna pay everybody a minimum wage of whatever. You're gonna do that. They're like, okay, we'll guarantee to do that. All right. The problem is that as the wages increase, this is the problem with the minimum wage thing. It doesn't really matter because anytime you raise minimum wage, everything else around you does adjust, and it does adjust, and that's why we're seeing double the pretty much everything. That's why prices, as much as Trump used it as a linchpin to beat out Biden, it really was once there was too much money out there, everybody started raising the $15 an hour minimum wage, even the state of Florida. Things started to rise. Basically, it went from 7 to 15. You know what I'm saying?
But they also
Actually, I
didn't
think it went 10
rise
to
like
15.
proportionately, right?
No, they rise proportionally on average. Not in every field, but then again, you know what I'm saying? Nothing ever does in every field. There are literally things that went down. There's a lot of things that went up. You know what I'm saying? The cost of this, there's cost of that. But overall, it did. Now, there was a small margin where fuel cost was a lot of it, but labor was a big cost of it too. Even now they're, because they'll sit there and say, oh, see, prices are still rising under Trump. I'm like, yeah, they're going to continue to rise. They always have. Like, beef has never went down back to 10 cents a pound.
If only.
But I mean, like, it's always went up.
Okay, so minimum wage in 2000 was $5.15 an hour. So yeah, now since then it's tripled.
Sure. And the cost of butter has tripled. You know what I'm saying? The cost of milk has tripled. The cost of bread has-
Groceries on average. I mean, this is the AI overview, so grain of salt, but it says
Right.
it's only doubled, so that does sound better.
Well,
Cost of living is 90% higher than in 2000. That doesn't feel right.
whether it's less than double.
Yeah, no,
It's
it
on a
seems like cost of
downturn
living has
now,
gone.
though.
It's only a
It's on a
downturn
downturn
now.
now. Yeah, the prices are starting to fall. For
I
real
don't know.
estate.
Most places now are still. Hold on, let me pull up that was it Willow. Oh, what the hell's? I guess I'll just look up like houses for sale in Florida. So like, it seems like houses have gone up and up and up and up in like just the past 4 years. Like it went from 1,600. I remember like when I was applying for where Grandpa lived at, it was like 800 for a 4-bedroom, and then since then
Right.
it's like 2,000 for a 2-bedroom apartment in like
This is according to
all the areas
CNBC
around where I'm
and
at. Hmm?
Fox. Yeah, according to Fox 11 and CNBC. Yes, housing prices are falling in several areas, particularly in the West and South, with notable declines in areas like Austin, San Diego, and San Jose. This trend. Hey, could y'all not do that right here? Okay, whisper. All right. But with notable declines in areas like Austin, San Diego, San Jose, the trend is attributed to a high inventory and economic uncertainty affecting buyer demand. Okay, but whatever reason, there is it's an 0.6% year over year deflation over the last 2 years. All right, price change for Austin is down 7.3%. San Diego is down 6.7%. San Jose, because the prices will eventually fall. Now,
Will they? Like
yes.
what makes the confidence in that? Like
The
housing
same reason
like
it fell during the end of the housing market. Dude, I got my property for really cheap. I think like
How-
15,000.
You
that's pretty
basically
good.
think the market. You basically think the bubble's gonna pop.
Oh, it's already popped, but it's just on a decline. Real estate bubbles always pop.
Well, if it pops, it wouldn't pop for no reason, right? So, like, is there a root factor in that?
No, over pricing.
Okay,
We
just
price
like
the
people
market
can't buy
based
it, so
on
then it comes down.
yeah. The less houses will sell, therefore they will need to decline. Just like if you ever went to Walmart and bought something and it was on like 30, 60, 90% discount because they're trying to get rid of items. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't know. Those I don't really like factor in those clearance sales when thinking about like general price of groceries.
Why? It works the same way. It's a supply and demand market. It's going to fall the same way. You know what I'm saying?
I suppose.
More people will decide to stay in campers or tents or alternative means, and therefore prices will start to fall back down because there's
Heck, I
less
wouldn't
people.
mind. I
Wouldn't
wouldn't
mind
mind
what?
buying a Winnebago.
Actually, the camper idea isn't a bad idea. Like that's what I would do if I didn't already own this. I'd probably move into a, you know what I'm saying, and set it on my brother's property or something. You know what I'm saying? But
Although most people don't want to do that, I imagine. So
no, a lot of people do.
like a lot of people do it. I don't know if a lot of people would prefer that
Just
over
like
having a house.
tiny homes have become popular too. Not just the that, you know what I'm saying. Tiny homes is a popular. Like there's a lot of regions where it's a popular ideal, and this is no different than like the trailer parks in the '80s.
Hold on,
They have
does the
little.
house? Does the housing market like
Plus-
include those
Plus,
things?
I'm not
when
talking
just-
about like necessarily living in my van, but it would be nice to have that backup in case it ever came up to that. But like just having a Winnebago and being able to camp out anywhere.
Sure,
Yeah,
I got a camper
for
for
like
the
road
same
trips.
reason. I look at it like this: when I got the camper, I'm like, "Hey, this is the worst it's ever going to get." And then I got this place and I bought it. I say, "Okay, this is the worst it's ever going to get." When I get my new place, I'm gonna be like, "Okay, now this is the worst it's ever going to get." You know what I'm saying? That's the way I look at like housing. You know what I'm saying? Like this trailer. If the fucking economy falls out from under us, collapses, whatever, I may be stuck in this trailer. But
Does the housing market include like when it draws those statistics? Does it include the Winnebagos, RVs, and
no, generally they're
small homes
talking
like
about.
that?
They only talk about two things, which is mobile homes and what's called generally. They're not talking about Winnebagos, tents, camper sheds, anything. You know what I'm saying? Anything like
Okay.
that. Like,
Because you mentioned tiny homes, and I was gonna say if like people are
And
paying,
like there's sheds that are really homes, and they build them to kind of get in under that. We don't have to technically get a building permit for it type shit, or it's a cheaper permit or whatever. Like, okay.
but how many people
So,
are resorting to that instead of being able to buy like a proper house?
well, and they're not. When I say proper, they're nice. Go ahead, baby. What'd you say? You need a cigarette? No, there's some over there too. There should be. Oh no, sorry, they're over here. Okay, apparently we don't. All right. You two are gonna have to argue amongst each other for about 20 minutes.
That's fine.
I have to go, and then I'll just come and blow your shit out of the water when you get back. No, I'm just messing
Okay.
with you. I'm just messing with you.
Just destroy the conversation,
Destroy
like have the
destroy
final
your
say
debate.
so. Even though like you weren't there for the majority of it,
Mhm.
you could do
We could
it.
turn into. We could turn
That's what
it
you
into
did.
a horror. We could turn it into a horror game stream while you're gone.
That's fine.
We could, or we could, continue on
You
the
could
conversation
start.
of
No,
genetics.
you could start on the cloning thing because Cayden didn't.
That's
really
what I was
get
saying.
to say, but
Yeah, because we still really have not like delved into
Ryan,
that on stream.
make him look like an idiot for me, okay?
Okay, clone
That's
Cayden got it.
Clone Cayden. All right, and then what? And then just have me like debate myself on here while you play a horror game.
He'd probably still lose.
One of me would have to, right? Like logistically.
Possibly both.
Question
play
is-
some
I gotta go.
Subway
I'll be
servers
right
as they
back.
argue.
Ooh, Subway servers. That's the way to do it. I would stream like do the Subway Surfers like what the hell is it called when they do that? I would put my like little Pokemon like game on if not for the fact that Nintendo would probably have an issue with that. Okay, but the cloning thing. So, what was the idea of the topic you were discussing with him before I got on? Because I still don't even know like what the debate over that was, like what your stance on cloning was,
Basically,
what his
his
stance
argument
was.
was that like any clone made of the direwolves DNA would be essentially be negligible because of the like because there's like small differences between us and a lot of other creatures. Essentially, I think
And
was
that-
his argument.
That would make the cloning thing negligible.
It would make the DNA difference between the clones and the original direwolves negligible.
I don't follow what that means by negligible. Like just the distinction, the level of variance between one's DNA and the other, like it would be 99%, and so like it not being perfect is negligible.
Yeah, because there's DNA differences between all of us. Anyways.
There's a little bit. There's some variance, so I guess that kind of makes sense because like my DNA is not going to match up perfectly with your DNA, and then yet somehow simultaneously both of us would have 90% in common with a banana. Which I gotta figure out
My
what
whole
that even
argument
means.
was like we still don't know exactly what a direwolf look like. Therefore, like how do we know what we're presenting?
How
is
accurate? That's
Yeah.
true. And he did say something earlier that I think is like a valid like follow up to that, which is like the only way to know for sure, or the only way to have like that perfect match would be to like extract DNA and then just build something out of like that, just that DNA, from like a fossil or like amber or something, a la like
I don't
Jurassic
know
Park.
about DNA to argue that because like it really depends on like how you build up that DNA.
Well, that's the thing is like we're not at that point yet, so there's like no telling what that would look like. But if we could build that DNA
But, like,
into
it-
its quote unquote proper life form from scratch,
Like would it?
that'd be like the only way
would
we
be
could know.
rebuilding it from scratch is the only thing, and like so like how are we rebuilding? It'd be like trying to. Would it be like trying to replicate it and like have these genes grow into something that naturally produces a direwolf, or would it be more something like this tower's been totally destroyed? I don't know exactly what the towers look like, so I'm going to take these parts and try to build it back together. Or a better example would be trying to rebuild a fossil. Like we still don't 100% know what like like a T-Rex looked like. We don't know if it was like
If it had feathers, if it was
reptilian
just
skin or if,
scaled,
like it may have actually just looked like a giant ass chicken. Who knows?
it might have. That's the thing is we don't know until we get to the point where technology can even like or science can even attempt that like to build it from scratch like or find some way for that. There's no telling what that could look like. But I
So
mean,
I feel like for that reason, it should be considered more genetically distinct than just like saying this is the dire wolf.
like the current ones we have should be considered distinct from the traditional original dire wolves,
Yeah.
the ones they clone. And I agree. Like, and it seems like he kind of came around and agreed on that ultimately too. Is that like it would not be um one to one the same. It would have to be different, especially since they cloned it from like they built it in. They just like added that DNA to already existing dogs or wolves, right?
Yeah. All right. What are we streaming?
You can stream your horror game. We just got to be able to like discuss it, and we can do that. Or I can bring up talking points I had from the other day that didn't go.
How about we discuss the famous game House Party?
How much is there to discuss about that? Patrick tries to sneak in some alcohol, and the one bald dude like gets really mad at him for it. Like I don't feel like there's a whole lot that like we can add. Okay, what do you think would make a good House Party 2? Like, what do you think they need to add in like a sequel?
I think they should add hard times pregnancy mechanic, but specifically like hard times pregnancy mechanic where it's like you can get somebody pregnant and then when the baby comes out, it's just like a little man that can beat the crap out of people right out of the womb.
What is a hard times pregnancy? If that's like if you're referencing something, I don't know what that's referring
like
to.
You know the M. Dickey games, right?
Oh.
Yes. He made a sequel to Hard Time, which is his prison one, and in that game you can get somebody pregnant. The baby comes out and it's like a little grown human, and like right out of the womb, he can just start beating the crap out of people and like suplexing them.
So like Vivek, basically. Like Vivek when he hatched from his little like philosophy egg, and he was just out there combating gods and stuff.
We could play Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. You said you wanted to stream that at one point.
That would be a good one, yeah. That's like a nice little relaxing, repetitive thing. Go for it.
Yeah.
I think that'd be perfect. Like to go and hold up. I'm gonna be right back, actually.
What the fuck? Now I have to talk to myself and entertain everyone that way. All right. So, Ryan, what is your opinion on birds having feathers? I don't think birds should have feathers. Oh, fuck you, Ryan. You're wrong. Fuck you. You know what, bitch? Fight me. Uh, uh, uh. You can't see it, but I'm beating myself up.
You just think that birds should freeze to death?
What's up?
You just think birds should freeze to death?
It'd be
No
pretty
more
funny, not
feathers.
gonna lie.
I mean,
Sorry,
I'm
that was
not
the other
saying
Ryan. That was the
birds,
other
so-
Ryan that said that.
Oh, okay. How many are there exactly?
Depends on how much the stream calls for.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Can you imagine if birds had fur rather than feathers?
Boots with the fur.
Yes. Like penguins only.
Yeah,
Actual fur.
did you hear what I was talking about with Cayden earlier?
The dire wolves.
Yeah, but like more specifically, the dinosaur point I brought up.
No, I didn't.
So there's like archaeological evidence that like a lot of like dinosaurs had like feathers essentially. And the reason we didn't know about it is because like it's hard to fossilize a feather. So like it's entirely possible that like T-Rexes could have just looked like giant chickens.
Oh yeah, they found a fossil recently that actually still had feathers on it.
Yeah, which is like very rare.
Yeah.
Anyways, when Cayden comes back, we'll be playing Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion.
Oh, that sounds relaxing.
It is. So I'm kind of the de facto horror game streamer because like my first horror game was Silent Hill 4. I'm spoiled on horror games. I just don't really get scared that easily. And this isn't me being like, oh, worship me, give praise unto me. I just don't really get scared by horror games all that often. Where like I'm like the type of guy who's like I'll be walking down a hallway, see a ghost crossing by, and be like, "Get the fuck back here! What the fuck are you doing in here?"
Oh my god, dude. I was playing Red Dead Redemption and got the fuck scared out of me, so we're definitely in different leagues.
Oh, like I'm guessing like the swamp area.
No, actually, believe it or not, like right off the bat, where the horse wasn't dead, scared the fuck out of me.
Where the horse wasn't dead.
Yeah, when he's trapped in the, maybe it wasn't the beginning, but he's like trapped in a train or whatever. He's like working his way through it, and everything is like coming alive as he walks by.
Oh, is that the original Red Dead?
I think so.
I haven't played the original. I want to though. I should. Like,
Well,
the
you'll do
remaster
fine.
came out-
It scared the hell out of me.
The remaster came out recently, so like I have no reason not to. But yeah, that's why I'm kind of the de facto horror game streamer. It's funny because like we have a friend called Tito who like gets scared about stuff like that. And he'll be like, "Ryan, don't fucking do that, Ryan." One of the reasons there's like a whole joke about me disliking kids is because we were playing a game called Lost in Vivo, and like there's this part where like this fetus appears on a table, and I instantly went up to it and smashed it with my hammer because I thought it'd be like one of those things where it's like I was wanting to make a dark joke. Turns out smashing the fetus with a hammer is actually how you progress in a certain puzzle. I had no idea that's how you did it, and I just smashed the fetus with a hammer randomly.
Oh my god.
And it progressed the puzzle. And so like he's just like, Ryan, what the fuck?
Yeah, I definitely would have been in the chorus of what the fuck. Going around squishing babies. When I talk about squishing babies, I don't mean literally. We don't actually eat babies and squish them.
It's called baby food for a reason. I'll stream some Facade. Everybody loves Facade. Cayden loves Facade. Josh loves Facade. If you were to go up to Josh right now and ask him if he likes Facade, he'll be like, yeah. Oh my god, it is taking forever. This is an old game. This isn't even an AI game. These are all like pre-written dialogue, but like you can still interact with shit. All right, so some context. I'm going over to two of my old friends' house, and their marriage is about to fall apart, and I have to fix it. We're not gonna fix it.
Oh, okay.
All right. Oh boy, Cayden already sees what's going on. He's like, he's gonna be like, oh my god, Ryan. We're gonna go with the name Ka. Ka is like probably like one of the most superior names out there. Oh, I forgot to turn off subtitles. There's a way to do it. I don't fucking remember how to. All right. So the first thing to get on your friend's good side is to knock on their door obnoxiously. Knock on their door obnoxiously. Wait
Well,
for
yeah,
them
that's
to
how you do it.
respond, and you plant a kiss on them, and say, "What up, bitch?"
I don't know why that made me think of the song "Are They Gay or
And then you
European?"
take this little thing right here,
Doesn't look shifty at all. Okay.
And you put it right there.
Ryan, of all games to choose, why would you pick to do this in particular when you know this is going to be on YouTube?
Okay.
He said you guys would love it.
I did
Oh,
not.
this is one of Cayden's favorite games.
It's not. I haven't played it since PewDiePie played it. And also, Ryan, again.
All right. So this is actually a horror game in disguise. So what you have to do to turn it into a horror game is first trip, move,
Oh yeah, I'm convinced. It's so scary.
Hold on, wait. So first you have to do this, turn around, and then you. There we go. And then you go right here, and you say the magic word, melon. And then you say it again. His reaction always gets me.
Where he just like walks over and turns.
Melon. Oh, here it is. Oh, you already fucking got me. Okay, that's enough of this game. All right.
I don't know what to add to that. There's no direction I can really take that.
There is. He's lying to you.
Did you know that melon is an anagram of lemon?
I do now.
There you go. There we go. We made a lesson out of it.
Oh, cool.
I had almost nothing to work with, Ryan. Jamie, what do you think? Oh, well, here's a question, Ryan. Building off of the like genetic coding, whatever, the cloning stuff. Like, if we are successfully cloning animals, how long before people get cloned?
Not long.
Not long? I don't
Not long at
imagine.
all.
And the question is, like, what kind of regulations could we foresee for that? Like, what would be the
Right.
rules on it?
Real quick, is this visible?
It is, but it's also extremely loud, and I don't know how to turn it down.
Yeah, I can just.
Normally, it should let me, like, well, even if I do, like, the pop out, it doesn't. Jesus. It's louder.
Trying to fucking. Alright, let's do general.
There has to be some way
There
to
it
turn
is.
this down on my end. Ryan, it's the exact same volume.
You're the exact same volume, to be fair.
I wish I could change it on my end. It won't let me write. Hold on, maybe if I disconnect or reconnect, maybe.
How is it for you?
Nope, there's still nothing I can do about it.
How's that, Cayden?
It sounds exactly the same as before. Like, anything other than 0, it all sounds the same. I don't know what's going on with, like, I don't know if that's Riverside or your, like, speakers are just so massive. That's
How's
manageable. It at least isn't, like, drowning out your voice.
okay?
Ryan, could you have a like? I would have been like looked away. I would have been over here asking about like cloning, and the second, like the millisecond, like one of these jump scares popped up, it would have exploded my eardrums, and that would have been a real jump scare. Okay, but seriously, as far as like cloning and stuff, what kind of regulations do we like think would be necessary in that case? Or like would it even be like legal at all?
Probably. Like once they start with animals, there's only a matter of time before someone makes some kind of
They've already
it's
cloned
only
animals. Like
Okay, Ryan.
they've had them cloned for like
they
20,
cloned
30
a sheep
years.
called Susie forever ago.
Oh yeah, was it Susie or
Yeah.
Dolly? I remember Dolly. I don't know Susie.
Or maybe it was Dolly and Susie was the clone. I don't remember.
I think Dolly was a clone, and then I guess Susie must have been the original sheep then. I think. I don't remember. Well, I could look it up. Dolly the sheep. 'Cause that was like the first successful like cloning attempt, right?
I think so.
So like, it's only a matter of time before like we have cloning, but like I don't see any reason why like it would be legal or open to the public. Even then, like even in like, it would be useful to you can clone a limb, I guess, and then like, but then how do you clone a limb without like cloning the whole person? So like even if you were to use it to like solve
They
like
can
organ
clone like
transplant
organs and
problems,
stuff without a person by like rebuilding it, sort of.
they can clone what by?
They're trying to make it so they can clone like organs and stuff.
See,
You're right. Her name was Dolly.
It was Dolly. Okay.
Yeah. She lived from July 5th, 1996 to February 14th, 2003. The
I tried to look
mammal
up.
to be cloned.
Yeah, first mammal. So the fact it specifies that, is there like a first bird that was cloned?
Or reptile.
Yeah. Oh, birds have not been successfully cloned yet. So I guess I gotta figure that out before we can like really focus on bringing back dinosaurs. First reptile to be cloned.
I feel like cloning should be like relegated to like
The first animal ever cloned was a tadpole, successfully created in 1958 by John Gurdon using nuclear transfer techniques.
Nuclear transfer techniques?
That's what it says.
nuclear
What, like
or
they
nuclei.
bombed it to clone the tadpole? What?
I guess so. Like, they just like put it out in the middle of the desert and dropped a nuke on it and like, huh, what a weird reaction.
It is nuclear transferring. Oh, but the nuclear does refer to a nucleus, not like nuclear material.
That makes more sense.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay. I was confused and perplexed for a second.
You better be.
Somatic cell nuclear transfer.
I would give you a jacket, baby.
Sure, I'll take a jacket.
Well, wake her up. Not you. Nobody likes you enough to give you a jacket.
Whoa, nobody? I feel like Nick would give him a jacket.
I don't know that person, so it's a nobody still.
Wow. You hear that? If you're a stranger to Jamie, you're a nobody.
You're a nobody, dumb double.
No,
you're a nobody, Jamie.
Someone else would have.
You're a nobody, Jamie. You let the darkness into your heart.
What is it? Fat Albert. I forgot his name for like a minute there. Who's the dude with like the bucket hat?
It was Dumb Donald.
Is that actually, was it Dumb Donald?
I think it's
Playing
Dumb
Wolfenstein?
Donald. No, I'm playing Spooky's House of Jump Scares.
Oh. Looks like Wolfenstein.
It is. Well, it's got that same like old game style Doom Wolfenstein-esque.
So, how much did y'all discuss
Cloning? I
Cloning.
kept trying to discuss it, and then it eventually like kept hitting a wall.
the
It felt
girls
like.
got sidetracking you?
Jamie was pointing out that there was a tadpole that got cloned, and I
So
was
is the other girl, Ryan?
Am I a pretty girl?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
No, Ryan, I need you to turn that game down to 0. I'm sorry. Like the doors have a different audio output than like the rest of the game, and like every time you,
Well, it should need squeegee because it's a brand new.
I don't know if that's just on my end. I don't know if like Josh is getting that too.
Yeah, I can barely hear the game.
I think we'll have to keep it at that point because literally on anything over 0, it's actually like the thunder of Thor like bearing down. It's
Wait,
insane. It doesn't make sense.
I have
It
an
literally
idea.
is the same volume as like when it was at 20 or 30.
I have an idea.
Hmm?
There's your backup one.
So
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, the
Do what?
first animal clone was a
Did I do it
tadpole.
wrong?
Oh no, well, actually,
all right, how's it sound now, Cayden?
It's the same. Wait,
Damn it.
no, it's the same. Like when you hit the menu and stuff.
This already have a screen thing though.
But I think the volume's better off anyway, so that way we can like discuss over it rather than.
Okay.
we wipe it with this. Maybe it'll work better.
We'll
Rip,
try
this
it.
game has some kick-ass music.
It's not sticky at all. Oh yeah, you did it wrong. This is the back.
The game
screen.
does have like beast music
Oh.
for some of the specimens, but
Okay.
That's not the actual screen protector.
you'll have to go without it.
Oops, I pulled the wrong one.
Where'd you put it? Oh, right here.
You can do it. We can help. Papa John's.
The restaurant? I don't know what they have to do with this or the picture.
See, because this is backside film set. And
Okay.
Film set, so
So pull it this way.
this is the front. I don't know. I'm at a loss, so.
Neither one of them are. Neither one of them are sticky though. Feel it.
I know I feel that. That's why I said. But I don't know.
I don't know. We'll get you one that's right though.
You can have like a.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Oh,
I think like a dedicated streaming night would be fun.
We could do that. We can make that a thing now. I mean, that's kind of. I've tried multiple times to get us back on the conversation of like cloning, and it came to a wall at each point. So I feel like at this point we might as well just dedicate to the game streaming chill vibe.
I was gonna mention earlier. I feel like cloning should be like an alternative for
Big. I
people.
want a velociraptor.
See,
I was gonna
she's gonna ruin it for everybody.
Like, I'm talking about like specifically
I'm
humans.
just kidding.
As an alternative for humans, like just replace all humans with clones.
No, I was gonna suggest like have it be like sort of an adopt, like
Ryan would just date himself if he could do that.
Camera cover.
I feel like there's probably a number
He'd
of
tell
people
his
that would do
boyfriend,
that.
"I'm breaking up with you." Then he'd be like, "Why?" He'd be like, "He's like, 'cause I'm
What do
dating
you
myself."
really think I could handle another one of these? I could barely handle myself
Oh.
as is.
If it's you, sure.
Well, you would have like two people to help out with the with yourself.
Do
So
what?
like ultimately it would kind
I
of
hear what
balance
you're saying.
out, and you would just have like a housemate, right?
Yeah, but then it would balance out because now I'd have like two people to take care of.
Okay, well, don't worry. About it.
Right. Well, that's right. It'd balance itself out, and then you guys could like collaborate on things.
No, baby,
Yeah,
don't do
I'd
that.
find that
Don't
too
even.
annoying. You're
You
free
would
to do it, Cayden,
find-
though.
Two of yourself annoying. I don't see it. Me, if I could do like a Naruto shadow clone jutsu and just have like 10 Caydens around the house, it would make cleaning the house so much easier. It would make going to work so much easier. There'd be like I could hit more nicotine pouches.
What?
I just don't see any like downsides to having more than one copy of yourself. Hold on, Ryan. Can I take over the stream for a split second so I could? It is related to the game you're playing.
Sure.
Okay.
What?
I also want
Slap
to play
him, Ryan. Slap
spooky
him.
jump scare.
We love you, and guess what? If your phone breaks between now and next week, I'll buy a new one next week because I love you that much.
Thank you, Ryan, for selling the bit. Okay, you're good. You
That
can
fucking
make
make,
your game.
that made Josh look over real quick.
Well, of course it did. If somebody just starts screaming out of nowhere, of course you're gonna like look over and be like, "What the hell's going on?" It's back to
Yeah,
you. It's all
sorry.
yours again.
I wasn't terrified. Maybe next time.
Not terrified, but like concerned at least. I would have been concerned if I didn't know that was Ryan at first. I thought it was you, Josh. It sounded girly enough. I thought But you know,
Calling Josh a girl.
I called your scream girly. That was a 2-part insult, Ryan.
Yeah, but like, I can work the girliness, you know.
That's fair. That's fair. Like it clearly does not bother you.
I mean, if like,
It's just words.
I agree.
hold on, I have one more idea
Hmm?
for this. Oh, come on. Come on. Wait, what am I doing? Okay. No.
Do you
How
know
does the
who
game sound
Guthrie
now?
is?
Woody Guthrie?
No, not Woody Guthrie. This is like somebody got kidnapped or some shit.
Hmm? Guthrie?
Yeah.
Spell
Cayden,
it.
how's it sound now?
Like Woody Guthrie, but without the Woody part.
I don't know who that is. That doesn't help me with the spelling. Guthrie, like G-U-R or G-U-T-H-R-I.
Guthrie. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, Savannah Guthrie's mom want Bitcoin, and it's not anonymous. Is like the first thing that pulls up. And right, I don't hear the game at all, so like the audio, it's not loud. Please probe new message in. Well, this is new.
Who are you probing? I don't know.
Okay.
Well, that's just
How's it-
no. Now it's loud. I think it's
Okay,
better
let
just
me-
to keep it off at this point, Ryan, because otherwise it's just gonna drown out like the whole conversations.
He's just trying to get you to stop playing the game, but don't let him lie to you.
I don't mind him playing the game. I think it's a great game, and the music does rock. But at the same time, like he put it down to 5, and it was still like
Well,
exploding.
yeah. Oh, you mean turn the music all the way down? Yeah, obviously.
Well, not just
How's
the
it
music.
sound
The
now?
music wasn't even so much the problem as the doors.
How's it sound now, Cayden?
All right, Josh, say something.
Something. Something.
Something.
It seems like the stream's audio dies down like when somebody starts talking, so I think it's okay.
Okay, how about now? Is it any quieter?
It sounds the same.
Cayden, I think you're just
Now it
fucked
sounds
up.
louder. Josh, if you want to weigh in, because he apparently is just gonna assume I'm insane for like trying to let him know what it sounds like on the stream.
No.
I'm fucking around, Cayden.
Did you say no? No to the weighing in?
Stop making Cayden cry, okay? Jesus.
I think
It's for
funny,
the stream. If people are watching this and they can't hear us over the music, that's a problem.
No, I agree with that, but I was still telling you quit bitching.
It's
Okay, there we go.
feedback. It's feedback, Josh.
Two things can be true at once.
All right. So audio is on for me. It's off for y'all. There you go.
There we go. See, is that so hard? No. Okay.
Mhm.
I am so lost. Where are we at? Where did you and Jamie leave off?
On the conversation,
Yes.
it's she said
We were talking about how we're gonna. We were talking about how like we're eventually gonna clone God. Which one of us should give birth to him?
Should eventually clone God.
Yeah, when we clone God, which one of us should give birth to him?
Neither one of you. You'll taint him.
And
Okay.
I think
Is that
you're
right?
right.
Well, you gotta
Was
vote
God
for Jamie,
tainted when he
so-
came down as Jesus?
Do what? I don't know. It wasn't coming out of one of you two.
Maybe
See the
we
point?
taint him. Maybe.
Yeah.
Here's a question: is God a guy or a girl?
Well, clearly he's a guy.
both.
Why is he clearly a guy?
Because, like, he wrote all the rules. That's a guy thing to do.
Is it?
Yeah, pretty much.
I would say because God is omnipresent. Good job, Ryan. Okay, I would say God is non-binary, if anything.
Why would you say he's not
Can God have a defined gender? Because the idea he is kind of like infinite in and of himself. So like,
I mean, my perspective,
not
I think there's many
include-
gods, so it's kind of a moot point with me. If you're talking about like my idea as a Christian perspective,
Mhm.
I'd actually argue the opposite. He's both genders, or not both genders, like
Whoa,
all
whoa.
genders, all
genders
sexes.
simultaneously.
Yeah.
Well, what the hell are you talking about? I don't think God has a gender. I don't think the word gender was even invented back then.
That's why I was thinking non-binary.
has
He wouldn't
both-
fit into either like gender.
He has both sexes, is what I'm saying.
I mean,
Mhm.
Because they
like
have
when God sprung this up, he started with Adam, not even Eve, just Adam, and everything spawned
I
from
mean,
there.
technically, if you want to get
There was only one gender at
real-
that point.
if you
Right,
want to
we're
get
gonna say-
real,
Mhm.
if you want to get real esoteric, technically Lilith's involved in that too.
But that's only in Judaism. Christianity
That's
doesn't-
still after the fact.
No, Lilith in Judaism, Lilith and Jewish, Lilith and Adam were made at the same time, and then she left, and then like Eve came after. But that's not like the case from a Christian standpoint, which Ryan was trying to take on there.
Oh, he just don't like Christians, I think. Yeah, I agree with that.
A lot of my
You hating on us Christians, I know.
I could get real nerdy with this real quick, but like a lot of the stuff I'd
Riding
be
nerdy.
talking about, a lot of the stuff I'd be talking about isn't really like
Christian
a conventional
viewpoint.
biblical perspective.
On my Segway.
To be fair, Christians like I don't know if you can say there is a traditional biblical perspective because there is like so many sects of Christianity. Like Catholicism is usually like the largest group, but there's like Baptists and Pentecostals and all that.
Huh.
I think I see God as both sexes and everything in between for this because they are supposed to be everything. They are
Ooh.
duality with one.
Maybe got the
Another, so, like-
seahorse or clownfish.
They're either
mean-
both genders or beyond, or they're either both sexes or beyond our understanding of sex.
See,
Oh,
I
I'm
would say
just
beyond
going-
our.
Well, like from the biblical standpoint, it's he'd have to be male because Adam was made in the image of God. So whatever that entails, I mean, you don't have to use the word male, but something.
That's true.
Whatever Adam was.
But
But-
Adam couldn't bear kids. Like Adam and Eve could not bear kids until after they ate the fruit, right? So did they have the parts at the time?
Yeah, he had kids before he ate from the fruit. I do believe. Hold on.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that. I thought that was all after. I thought the ability to bear children was one of the punishments for eating the fruit. Because it was like
No.
you will have to work for your bread. A woman will have to give birth. Something else.
It's hard for me to answer because I'm not Christian, and I think there's
Okay.
different answers depending on what
Yeah.
angle I'm coming at.
Actually,
this
that's
from.
what I was just about to say.
Mhm.
If I'm
Man, sorry.
if I'm coming at this from like if I was a Christian perspective, I'd probably define him as both sexes because if he's supposed to be a part of everything and everything's supposed to come from him, then technically everything on earth is from him. So you can't really argue Adam was made in his image because literally everything on earth was made in his image. If I'm
I don't
Going-
think that.
if I'm going at this from my pagan Canaanite perspective,
Like you have a
I would have-
Canaanite perspective, let's be honest.
I said Canaanite pagan.
I'm just messing with you, dude.
I'd
I
say
mean, go
male
for it.
simply because the gods he descended from were largely male.
What does
Oh, yeah.
that word even mean? Who?
What?
What pagan or
Spencer?
word?
Oh, the one that
I-
I gave him a month I gave him a bath because I'm awesome and love you.
What,
yeah,
what
I
word
feel
are you
like-
talking about?
Oh, we were talking about bathing small children.
I think he okay. I thought
That's
I
what
thought
me and
you
her
were
were talking
responding
about.
to. Did you not respond to Ryan with like I don't know if that word and then like
Oh, I
trail
was like, I
off?
don't even know what that word means. I was just,
Okay, which word? Oh, you were messing. Okay.
I was just joking.
Okay, that didn't carry. I was over here trying to figure out like part of this, and I was like, does he not know what pagan means, or does he not know what Canaanite means, or does he not know what perspective means?
I don't know what the word "the" means.
To be fair, like technically, articles are kind of like self
You want a hug?
preserving words in a sense. Like they don't really mean anything
No, I said you want
necessarily.
a hug. I love you. You okay, baby? You seem sad. You didn't seem very happy. Okay. Dude, is there
But-
aliens in those things?
What's up?
Oh, maybe the pods you were passing
Pod
by.
people.
I can't
Okay,
remember which specimen.
So,
this
according
is.
to the Christian Bible, the answer is no, they didn't have it before the fall. According to other Bibles, they did have it before the fall, and then according to theologians, they suspect that there was children before the fall.
Oh shit.
Okay. So there were some kids that were probably like closer to God's image before the fall, or more in tune with God, before Adam and Eve ate the fruit. So they were slightly able to reproduce like before
Yeah, because I thought
the traditional
Cain and
biblical.
Abel. I thought Cain and Abel were their first offspring, and then the others came after.
According to the Bible, the scripture, yeah, it's the specific, What? Oh.
Why did Cain kill Abel?
He was jealous, asshole.
Yeah,
He was a
jealousy.
dick.
Just jealous.
He didn't get whipped enough.
Basically, Abel got the wife that Cain wanted. Is the long and
What?
short of it.
What wife? What? Who? Who the hell is the wife?
It's Adam and Eve's other daughters.
Oh, yeah. I guess there would have had to have been inbreeding for like humanity.
Yeah,
to
because
happen
that
with Adam and
stopped.
Eve.
The British Empire still inbreeds.
Yeah. But I just didn't. It didn't occur to me that like that
Uh,
must have been like how humanity started in the biblical like sense. Is yeah.
His
just
named
two
daughters
humans.
were Awan, Azua, Luana, Alkelia. Other traditions or texts may refer to different names, which some Islamic traditions Eve bore 20 sets of twins. So
20
maybe
sets
we're
of
originally
twins.
supposed to have twins and they bred that out genetically.
Ooh. That's an interesting hypothetical. I don't feel like there's much evidence for outside of like that excerpt, but maybe I'm wrong on that. That is.
So, Josh, what
Maybe.
are you like religious?
What are you? Where do you come from?
I come. It's a good
Oh,
question.
okay. We didn't.
We're
need
still
to-
all trying to figure that out.
That's true.
No, I mean, I was raised somewhere between Catholic and Southern Baptist. I mean, that's what my family was. I don't know if I have a denomination or I'm not like, oh, I'm diehard about this.
Are you
I
Christian
gotcha.
in general?
Do what?
Are you Christian in general?
Show
Oh
me
yeah,
that.
in general, yeah, I'm a Christian. Whatever the hell that means.
Okay.
Whatever that means.
Yes.
Do
Well, I
you
feel like you
believe
can
in
be-
the Bible?
I feel like you.
Well,
can
I
be
mean, I don't
Christian
have
and
a
follow the
strict
Bible.
denomination.
I think that's better than like being too dedicated to a particular denomination.
Yeah, that's how you end up in like a David Koresh type cult.
David Koresh. What is?
Oh
by
my God,
being-
you guys don't know who David Koresh is?
No, there's too many like religious cults to know them all, Josh.
What?
I just know
Hold
Heaven's
on,
Gate
hold
and
on. No, this-
Kool-Aid.
Hold on. What cult did he lead?
The Branch Davidians?
Yes, I know who he is.
Okay. Like, it was Waco, Texas. You better know.
Yeah.
But to be fair, there was no Texans involved in that other than David Koresh himself. They were all people from across the world. They were like Australians and Canadians and shit. No joke. I never knew that either.
I feel like I could make a good cult.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you and your
Just
turtles.
convince some petty Australians to.
I forgot about the turtles.
Oh, can you play those? That'd be awesome if you can.
You
Yeah,
can.
Oh my
They're
God,
kinda
that Pac-Man
simplistic,
doesn't
though.
even have no rules. Good, you should be stabbed. You so you
Oh
right around the
my!
corner.
That is the most brutal Pac-Man death. That was winning. That was you winning.
Yeah, I play the spooky ghost.
Oh,
Yeah, he kills the ghost, I
okay.
think, or whatever.
Weird. So you don't play as Pac-Man,
This is really the only game worth playing.
Dude, what the fuck? You kind of sick fucking. Oh my god.
right? Ryan,
Stop
this is
killing
that
people,
violence in
Ryan.
video games they warn you about.
I played Postal Pacifist. I'm fine.
You're fine. Look at you. You're killing people right now. What do you mean you're fine?
Doesn't mean he's fine. He said that they're not. They may not be fine, but he's fine.
Oh, okay.
He's
I
got
guess
a
if you don't feel
point.
bad about it, that makes it fine.
He's blunt, but he's got a point.
Why are there even like 6 buttons on this like arcade machine? There's one thing you just go forward and you like stab people. That's I don't know why
I
it needs
stab
6 different
people.
buttons. What is that?
Uh,
That's ICP.
Yeah, I see.
That's right.
What religion are you, Ryan?
Sumerian, Canaanite, pagan.
Okay.
A little bit of everything. You
Well,
don't
they're
consider yourself
closely.
an omnist?
They're kind of closely related.
I think it's funny because I can read the Bible, the
Mhm.
Old Testament, but I can't read the New Testament.
Really?
Yeah.
The
So
New
you're
Testament does
Jewish.
get like
The New.
esoteric with its phrasing sometimes.
Oh wait, sorry. I can read the New Testament. I can't read the Old Testament. Is that what it is? Yeah.
Oh,
I can read Greek. I can't read biblical Greek. I can't read.
Is that what the Bible was originally written in? Is Greek?
No, it's Hebrew in the Old Testament.
Okay.
New Testament's written. The New Testament's written in biblical Greek.
Huh.
yeah.
That's interesting because apparently, like the Greeks already had like beliefs in a god before like they got Christianized.
So did
I
the
guess
Romans.
maybe-
What's your point?
Oh yeah, because the Old Testament existed. So yeah, that I don't know why I thought that was surprising.
I wouldn't use Romans as an example. I would have said Egyptians.
The Somalis too.
Did the Egyptians
What?
believe in a singular god?
I mean Ethiopians. Sorry, I said Somali. Ethiopians.
That's right.
Oh, are you
Ethiopians did
talking?
too.
Are you talking about singular gods?
Yeah, monotheism.
I think Zoro. I think there was
No.
some Zoroaster. No, never mind.
Zoroaster. What about him?
I was gonna say there's some like Zoroastrian context in the Bible, but that's like esoteric stuff.
I mean, they
that,
both
like, I'm
kind of
not-
come to like similar conclusions about like. Well, they don't really Zoroastrianism. I don't think has like a monotheistic god. I don't think.
They do. Kinda.
Well, aren't Zoro and Aster both like 2 different? I know they have the idea of a greater good, and that like their beliefs on that like line up with like Christian, but I don't think that they. I'm not familiar with a monotheistic god in there.
Give me one
Zoro.
sec. Let me crash into this final car.
All right, let me look this up. Zoroastrianism god. Oh, the supreme god is Ahura Mazda, or wise lord, the omniscient, almighty creator of all that's good and orderly, revealed by the prophet Zarathustra, like the Nishi book. And then Ahura Mazda is not anthropomorphic, but represents ultimate light, justice, and purity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they did too. Followers or Zartashtis engage in a cosmic struggle against evil called Angra Mainyu by choosing good thoughts, words, and deeds. Yeah, that does
Yeah.
line a lot up with like some of Jesus's teachings.
But I'm
Well, I say
guessing
a
you have
lot.
questions. If
Mhm.
you have any questions, Josh, feel free to ask. I don't know why I'm tripping over my own words right now.
Okay. When a guy and a guy. Oh, you meant like about religion, not about anything.
Oh.
I mean, I could answer that too.
You
When
don't
a guy and a
know.
guy walk into a
It's not
bar,
going to be a good answer. It's not going to be a good answer, but I can
and the
answer
bar
it.
and the bartender says, "Why the long face?"
The
He
horse's
fucked it
name
up.
was Friday. That's my final answer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you figured it out. You solved the riddle.
Solve the. I don't know if that's a thing. Can you solve a riddle?
Yes.
Well, it's not like a puzzle.
I guess
You
it's
just
fair.
don't know the answer.
You could get like an answer that makes sense, and then somebody could just be like, "Nope, wrong answer." Nope.
I forgot about the Shadow Kids.
No, it
That's
wasn't
like saying,
Tom.
can you solve a question? Isn't it really just a
Uh,
question?
I'd say yes if
That's a
nobody
valid
knows the answer to it.
point.
Then
You solve my questions all the time.
But if nobody knows the answer and you give your answer,
That's
'cause there are
different.
things-
You're my old lady. That's my job.
there are subjective questions and subjective answers that don't have like a genuine objective like answer to it. So like,
math
would you?
equations, I guess. Yeah. Plus, like, if we're talking about, if we're determining that they're not solvable based on the idea that like it already has an answer, that every puzzle has an answer that you just have to solve.
But that assumes like a definable answer because like, okay, Ryan, because
Because your
glass
metric
half
is
full,
like
glass half empty. What's your answer on that?
a half. Anyways, because the first thing you said is like it's not like a puzzle, right?
No, I think Josh.
Yeah,
is saying
it's just the right answer. That's all the people know. It's like there's a right answer and a wrong.
I mean,
lot of
yeah, but
wrong
like every
answers.
puzzle has a right answer by that
Right, but there's
metric.
something to solve there. There isn't something other than the answer.
there could be like daily puzzles that don't have like a right or wrong way to solve it. Like how you choose to organize your like
Yeah, but
books
like
is a puzzle.
a puzzle with two parts is still a puzzle, even if you could just solve by snapping it together.
Are you talking about like
Like those-
exclusively jigsaw puzzles?
Well, he was using that as an example, but yes,
Yeah.
if that's what it.
But that's such a
Dude.
like.
Inspector Gadget's after you.
It does. I guess my point is it doesn't really
Mhm.
it doesn't really matter how complex the puzzle itself is.
See, I don't like those things when people chase you. I still like run like a little girl when I have to run through the prison on fucking Silent Hill 2.
Oh, that's yeah, but
It's
that's
a
not Hill
haunting
2.
pose. Do what?
The whole like second half of that game becomes very haunting. Like the moment you like step into that hatch into like the sewers or whatever.
Josh, you're telling me that you wouldn't want to give this girl a little kiss? Look at her; she has her mouth wide open for you.
I'd give her some, but it wouldn't be a kiss.
A punch, some change.
Like, I got stuck by a succubus again. She kept sucking me.
Anyways, I didn't know if you were going to ask questions.
No, I don't even want to know the answer. That's creepy as fuck. You never can.
I mean, about the whole Sumerian thing.
Oh.
I have a
like-
question for you, Ryan. Why?
Because he likes
I think
sacrificing goats. I don't know.
I think Sumerians and Canaanites is basically the earliest examples we have of like concrete religions we know about. If there was something earlier that came along that like was consistent with like a lot of like old
Oh.
tales that I would say interpreted later across mythologies and theologies, I'd be willing to accept that.
Well, technically, there are what's called really Indian Native American religions that go on date before that.
Right, but they don't have. My point is, like, there's for sure religions that went on beyond there, but they don't have like written records like the Sumerians do. Like, of course, like Native American religions do, but a lot of those written records came out later than the Sumerians. Like, if
No,
we're being,
well,
if we're being like super specific, we could like count like the ancient ancestral religions and stuff like that.
Well, I don't see why we wouldn't. Like, I get the distinction that it's like harder to follow because if you don't have like a script that like outlines what they believe, but like
It's more so I think Sumerians laid the foundation and have the closest foundation for what would become like later mythological stories and stuff like that.
for like the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Yeah, and I think that like just about every religion, I think every modern religion, like of the big, like throughout history has some amount of roots in Sumeria essentially. They just split off at different points.
You think you can track it and evolve it?
Yeah, essentially, it's every modern religion.
Nancy Guthrie, that's her name. She was the kidnapped one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when you said Guthrie, I thought Woody Guthrie.
I think he's dead, isn't he?
Well, like you just said, do you know who Guthrie is? I didn't have the context whether they were alive or not.
Oh, that is fair.
But I think I've talked about like some of the like parallel stories and how I think the Bible could be interpreted to have many gods,
Which
or more
it does
accurately,
like
the Old Testament.
explicitly kind of say that there are other gods in some sense, but it says the Bible's not like super shy about that.
Which like I've given my whole 2 cents of like
Because there's like
the
Baal
whole
and
like
stuff. Well, Baal's not a god; he's more a demon, I think.
more so how like Yahweh most likely came from like early Canaanite Sumerian beings and mixed together with them to form the God of the Old Testament.
You're not
So
supposed to
you
go
guys,
going back to sleep.
What's up?
I'll let you guys discuss that because I said earlier that I was probably not going to be on for the all the way to 11. I think now's a good time for me to call it.
What, 9:47? You said I'll be on till 11.
I did not say I'll be on till 11. I said I would probably not stay on till. Hold on, let me pull it up because I sent this on Telegram, right? I'm gonna fact
Yes, on
check you on
Telegram.
this.
No, it's not.
No, did I send it on Discord?
Must have been.
No proof. No proof.
Yeah, I probably won't be on till 11 tonight. I need.
Right,
Yeah,
which means you'll be on till 10:59.
it means I get 1 minute of wiggle room. Just a heads up, I might need 1 minute at the end of the.
I don't know. You could at least wait till 10. Jesus.
All right, I'll give you 12 more minutes.
I don't want your fucking sympathy minutes.
All right, then I'll go.
No, I don't want that
Like,
either.
Pick a struggle, man.
Here's the
You got
sound
two
help por-
options.
Here's the
See,
sound
now
help
that's a
portion.
puzzle we can try to solve. Oh yes, this one's super cool.
Who's cool?
This segment of Brian's game, it's directly like Silent Hill inspired because all the specimens in this game are like based on some other horror horror related inspiration, except for like
Yeah.
the deer god one. That one's kind of.
Does your Mesopotamian
new?
religion does it mesh well with like with your financial what's it called, like can you really be a
Well,
communist and a Sumerian? I don't know if
Well,
you're a
that's why I
communist,
said
but
I
I'm just saying, like,
That's why I could make a. That's why I said I could make a cult out of this.
well, like you can be a capitalist and probably be a Jew. I don't think you can be capitalist and necessarily be Christian, like a full-on capitalist.
Yeah,
but you could
that's
definitely
true. I didn't really think about it before, but yeah, like financial like views do kind of matter in the like religious discussions.
Yeah.
Or at least have like
Okay.
some correlation, some elements.
Jews
I don't see how
invented.
I
Usury.
don't see how it negatively impacts it.
Well, in Sumerian like lore and religious practice and mythos, like, do they ever discuss like money at all? Do they ever be like, cast your money to the side, or are they like get rich quick? Like, do they have anything that like lines up with that, or does it just never come up?
The thing with a lot of those
Jews were
early
always the ones that
religions,
had that. They get rich quick.
the thing
Yeah,
with a
the
lot of those
interest.
early religions is goes back into the whole like they were more representative forces of nature as opposed to
No,
like the
I don't know. It says the Sumerian monetary policy involved the use of silver, barley, and cattle as currency, facilitating trade and debt management in their economy. Temples
To be fair, this is
acted
what-
as
this is what-
proto banks, storing wealth and providing loans, which were recorded using cuneiform writings on clay tablets. I'm thinking you're a capitalist, whether you know it or not.
No, because that's a Actually, that would make me a feudal lord. Excuse me.
Oh, don't have a defeatist attitude towards it, man. You can like have some faith in yourself as a lord.
It doesn't
Oh,
have to be
I have a lot of
feudal
faith in
with a
myself as
D.
a lord.
Okay.
In fact, I think I'm gonna short Josh on his copper supply this weekend.
Well,
Of
if you're
course
gonna do
you
that,
are.
maybe don't tell him in advance. That seems like a poor, like, capitalistic practice. If that's gonna be your
Well,
goal.
know
Maybe there's
about that,
shit you can
right?
do about it.
You know about that, right? The first like complaint ever was like some guy who got
Oh
shorted on his
yeah,
copper was complaining about them in Samaria.
that's right. I have heard that. That's funny. Like nothing about heartbreak,
Uh,
nothing about like death. Like the first thing written down is like, where the hell's,
All right.
where's my copper?
No, you got to say mash. Those are the interest rates for Sumerians. That's the word for interest is mash. Where's my mash?
He
Yeah.
did the mash. He did the
The
monster,
monster
mash. The
mash.
monster
Do you think they ever put that like uh interest on potatoes?
What do you mean?
Mashed potatoes. Come on.
Oh,
Come on, fellas. You're not on the right level to keep up with
How?
my puns, I guess.
They use those temples as a way to fucking
well,
market up
I'm,
the stuff. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Rapunzel, let down your hair.
Yeah.
No.
I'm like,
No.
no. No what?
No. No to Ryan's Rapunzel pun. I don't have anything else to say to that other than no. Bad Ryan.
Yeah,
do
they
want
had
your hair
trade
faded, too.
expectations. Yeah.
Which I'm surprised. Like way back when, that is surprising.
What?
So they had
People,
debt. Like
people
you
greedy
could have.
way back then. I'm sure the caveman was like, boom, you bring me
Yeah.
2 bones next week or whatever. He was saying.
Or I'm breaking your knee bone.
Breaking the knee bone. Yeah. But I mean, come on. There's definitely that.
How upsetting would it have been to be like one of the
Oh.
first cavemen, and like the first time you find out you can die?
Oh, and between yesterday and today, because I really pumped our thing, you owe me 73 shots of liquor.
Holy
Just
shit!
saying.
Holy shit!
Yeah. Hey, I didn't make the rules. Jamie and Kim did apparently.
Listen, that would go against my religion because then I'd be drinking till I'm drunk. So I have to opt out of it now that we've hit 71 shots. It's just not an option for me. Sorry.
Oh, really? What religion is that?
Christian, don't drink to get drunk.
No, it's not a sin to drink. It's a sin to be a drunkard. It's not even a sin to get drunk because they were pretty much drunk hammers at all the parties.
Does 71 shots in one night not sound like a drunkard to you?
No, it sounds like somebody that made a bad bet.
Okay.
By the way, gambling's illegal. Do what? Jamie said it sounds like a challenge.
Okay. God will hold my hand through it while I'm vomiting in the toilet. I have to get some vodka. I forgot about that. I could grab some tomorrow, but I don't think I'm grabbing enough vodka for 71 shots.
That's about a big. If you buy one of those massive bottles
and just chug that.
Yeah, like a gallon of vodka almost.
I've done that once. I'm not doing that again. It was not worth it.
Do what, baby? She said just put a straw in it.
Okay, you know what? That's a good point.
I take back what I said, Ryan. I might go for another day, but tomorrow pumping the website.
Okay.
Just so we can double up on the shots.
By tomorrow, it'll be at least 100 sips of vodka through a straw.
Oh no, they're gonna be full on shots, Cayden.
I think we should like go in on like the drinking game thing, right? Because we can just Ryan can be over here streaming, and then every time he gets hit by a monster, boom, take a sip.
Fuck no, you got hit by that ghost like 3 times in a row.
Yeah, and also we probably shouldn't give Ryan control over how much we drink because he could just sit there.
Oops,
yeah,
oops,
my bad.
My bad,
guys. I'm drunk too. I didn't mean
to.
Wink, wink.
I was only hit by those. I was only hit by those fucking what's it called?
Shadows.
Yeah.
Okay, Play-Doh.
Which like aren't even specimens. I haven't been hit by a specimen once.
That's the bitch
See,
don't even have to open the door.
debated.
That's messed up.
Debated.
She just
Okay.
walks through that motherfucker.
How about a sip
crazy.
per jump scare then?
You
And
still would
we'll
be.
count the signs.
You would still be dead.
Yeah.
They're looking to kill you, sir.
Okay, we'll just find some way to balance it out. You know, we'll get the drinks first, and then we'll play it by ear at that point. Like,
Kane's gonna rack up a non-alcoholic beer that we can just drink all day.
ooh, you got a good idea. Well, now you said it out loud. So now people will like look out for that and
All right,
call us
Cayden,
out
you
on
ready?
that.
You ready to take your jump scare shots?
I'll do that with my like skinny monster beverage, I guess. Look behind you. Oh
All right.
my god! 1,
1,
2,
2,
3,
3,
4.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, that would have been 8 sips or shots right then and there.
Yeah, I told you, man. He has it in for you. I'm telling you.
Ryan picked this game knowing.
Yeah. I'm pretty convinced that Ryan's secretly he's a closeted capitalist.
Maybe. What kind of questions would you ask?
I'm
He's
just
cloaked
not-
in religion, but do what?
I'm just pro-death in general.
Whoa. Well, I
Not
mean,
for everybody, just for you.
if it's an inevitable like nature of reality, I guess you kind of have to be pro-death to some degree, right? Like,
No,
I'm kidding. I'm pro-chaos. I just want like cause as much trouble as possible. You know.
okay, Discordia.
Which one is this? All right, cool. I picked the right one. The only specimen I ever have problems with is fucking not really any in the main game. I do find like that
The puppet was-
parasite specimen. I do find that parasite specimen the most annoying, but
I remember the puppet one being like a real problem last time.
I don't have any problems with the puppet one. Really.
No, I feel like that one killed you the most times when you streamed it for me before. 'Cause
Maybe
that
in
stuck with
endless
me.
mode because he is a bitch in endless mode, but
Yeah, that might have been it. Or in the
endless
base
mode's a
game.
whole nother beast. Just because you can get a specimen that like you have to consistently watch while monitoring another specimen that's like chases you in certain ways. But like the
Yeah.
main game to me is pretty easy.
Ooh, you know what would also be really cool? SCP
What?
games.
FPP?
SCP, the Secure Contain Protect series. It's like this. The game is about this like government facility, and you're like an inmate who's on death row, so they use you as like a guinea pig for the facility, and they test out. They're like using you to test out these like abstract cryptids, I guess. They're kind of cryptids. You got like these cryptids chasing you around. There's like this statue that like snaps your neck if you don't keep your eyes on it. If you like
Snap
look away.
your finger, snap your neck. Oh.
Well, he starts with the neck and then works his way towards the fingers, but they're laid out like this, but they're a lot more serious, and they're really neat. They're really fascinating. Their lore is just out there.
So
There's like
SCP
the
was
copy
essen-
machine.
SCP in general was basically an internet project made by just a bunch of people who wanted to create like a sort of like a horror themed world. And so yeah, it centers around this government facility that like people are secretly taken to, mainly people who commit like the worst of the worst crimes, like murder, rape, and shit like that. Basically, other people wouldn't mind going missing, that type of thing. And so they have these people take all these monsters and like paranormal things and stick them in behind cells and use these subjects to do experiments on the specimens essentially. Like there's one specimen that like is a piece of sheet paper. When you read the piece of sheet paper, you're
You're a piece of sheet paper.
You suddenly are really want to complete the sheet paper, so like you start like writing in your own blood until you die of blood loss. Another one is like a gas mask that can like when you put it on makes you see a parallel world where stuff starts chasing you. Another one is a monster where if you see its face, it chases you down endlessly until it kills you. Stuff like that.
One of the ones that always stood out to me, like especially, was the coffee machine where you can like brew nuclear materials and then like explode the whole facility.
Yeah, there's a coffee machine where you can put anything you want into the coffee machine, and like it has
It's
like a
so
little
neat.
dial pad on it. So like if you put money, it'll spread out coins, stuff like that.
It's a really fascinating series, and it's a good like horror game to stream as well. Because it is also, it's
Yeah,
the way it's laid out like this. It's you go through, you die, and then you gotta like start back over. It's got like a nice repetition, like replayability value to it.
yeah. There's a couple different SCP games. Some are on specific SCPs. A lot of SCP games are about like oh, I'm about to get hit by this fucker. Okay,
Oh,
first hit of the run. But
not counting all the ones from earlier where they did like the monsters caught you.
they didn't
The
catch
one,
me. I just walked right into them.
yeah, but then it reset like the room.
What was I saying? Oh, there's a couple different games based off of it. Some are on different SCPs. A lot of the games are essentially like this SCP got out and started releasing all these other SCPs, and so you, as a D class prisoner, can take advantage of it. There's like the classic one where that happens. There's one where like some people play an SCP, some play security guards, some play the D class trying to escape. They all have like a different objectives where it's like the guards have to contain the SCPs. Um, D class has to escape. The SCPs have to kill everybody.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do for Ryan what we do for like we do for they said they were gonna do for Donald Trump. We give him his own Twitter where he's just tweeting nobody. That way Ryan thinks he's talking to people.
Huh? What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Is that a trick question?
Wait, why are you suggesting we give that to Ryan?
Oh, I was just because he derails our conversations. Do you know how much little time
What do
we
you mean?
discussed?
Cayden was the one who started the SCP conversation. Don't blame that on me.
That's fair. He did follow up on what I introduced.
I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe it's you, Cayden. Maybe it's that's you derailing the conversation. Because I know me and him were talking for a good 20 minutes about genetics.
See, and I kept trying to bring us back to that, but every single time I did, like it offshooted to another thing. I still want to point out, like I've tried to say this like 12, 15 times. I want to point out it's interesting that amphibians are the first ones that like we ended up cloning because they have the most atypical like forms of reproduction compared to like mammals and birds and stuff.
They probably have they have simpler ones though, which is why we dissect them. No, so
Simpler
that might
like
be why.
what, reproduction or genetics, or
Just like organs and stuff like that.
that's why we dissect them. But I feel like dissection and cloning are like a little removed from each other.
Well, no, my point being that like since we're like having kids in like middle school, high school dissect frogs,
Mhm.
their systems are more simplistic than humans. I guess was my point.
I feel like they mostly have like the same things we do, aside from like the fact they produce as tadpoles, right? Like they still have lungs. Well, I mean, they got like, do they even have gills? I don't think like amphibians or frogs specifically. Do frogs have gills?
Yeah, but those are amphibians, tadpoles.
Oh yeah. They do have gills, but only as tadpoles. Yeah.
Here's the SCP you were talking about, Cayden. Anyways, back to the genetics conversation.
See, derailed again. No.
Which
I
I
said
mean,
back to the genetics conversation. Excuse you.
which I think I'm gonna have to let you guys talk about genetics for another 20 minutes.
See,
because we're
there you
not
go. Just skipping
10:05.
out on that shit.
I'm not skipping out. I tried so
Look.
goddamn hard to bring it like
Sure
the
you
conversation
did.
back.
All right, I'm gonna go review this tape. In those 20 minutes I was gone, I'm gonna see how many times you brought up genetics.
Do it. I brought it up like 4 times to Ryan, and then Jamie hopped on, and then you came back. You'll see it. You'll see the proof in the pudding. I
Right.
tried. I tried so many times, but that's right. We can save my end of that conversation for tomorrow. So
Hold on.
you guys have a good night. Thank
Hold
everybody for tuning
Hold
in.
on. They have 36 to 40 chromosomes.
What frogs do?
Yeah, instead of 46 human chromosomes, They have 36 to 40 chromosomes.
Does that make it simpler for the sake of like cloning and dissection?
Probably has less genetics in there.
That's
They have
true.
less
Okay, so
chromosomes.
That would make
Yeah.
sense.
I had the right idea, just wrong execution of the idea.
Hmm. Well, I wouldn't even recommend executing the idea. Just
Derailing.
Anyway.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I guess a little bit. It was an aside. I was still. It was still like topical. It was. It
Now
was
we have
still.
to talk about the death penalty. Thanks, Kate. I'm kidding. I'm
We
kidding.
do. Should clones get the death penalty? That's the real
Hold on,
question.
for crimes you commit, or
That's a good.
because I would be okay with that.
What?
Send clone number 3 to the death chamber.
I really felt like robbing a bank today. You know what? I'm gonna spawn a clone so that way, like I can just set that up as bail/bond. No, seriously though, like what do we think the future of cloning holds? Because that was the other thing I kept trying to ask.
Here's the answer. Generally, humans have a larger genome with about 3 billion base pairs, while lizards like green anole have a smaller genome. Specific sizes can range among. There's about 1.5 billion base pairs in a lizard, so it's like half as many DNA. So that would make more sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna use that as the answer. I don't know if it's true, but we're gonna use it as the answer anyway.
and
That
it's
is
so
the new
strange.
answer. What?
Frogs and toads are like the only amphibians that I can think of, and they're like simpler life forms, but they also go through more stages. Like they go from like fish breathing, gill having like tadpoles to non-gill having land loving like frogs. It's such a strange organism that exists. That and them and the platypus.
I love
Because
Popeye.
platypi are cool, but they're cool because they break all the rules of like nature, basically.
Salamanders are amphibians, surprisingly.
That is surprising. I would have thought they were just lizards. They just look like lizards.
Lizard.
Let me look up amphibians because now I'm curious. I'm like,
lizard.
All right. Bacterium have the simplest, only about 482 protein coding genes. So that's the answer. That's
I'm
why we
sorry.
make bacteria.
Say again.
Okay. If you were to clone something, bacteria is the first thing to clone because they have the simplest gene structures. They have only 482 coding genes, 473 coding genes.
That makes sense, but that's not like cloning bacteria is not like as practical as like cloning frogs, though.
No, but it makes it certainly easier.
Could
It
make
is
yourself
easier.
a good prion.
You can do a DIY like bacteria cloning with how much simpler it must be. I feel like you could do that. Well, you need like a microscope.
I wonder why they used a sheep. Dolly?
Yeah, that's a good question because they could have picked any number of other animal. Sheep is kind of like low on the list. Like you would think
I'm
a
surprised
dog
you
or
didn't
cat
do,
would be first,
Really, I thought like a rat would have been first.
or
Maybe
a rat.
to solve
Yeah,
a third world problem or something.
to solve a third.
Oh,
world
because it was done
problem.
in Scotland.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of sheep there. Man, if I wanted to be like a sheep wool farmer,
They probably walked
Scotland's the
outside and
place to
said,
go.
if I walked outside and said, "Hey, let's clone some." Yo, get that sheep over here.
I feel like you
Yeah.
clone a sheep.
It gave birth to 6 lambs, including her firstborn Bonnie.
Oh, she reproduced too. Wait, that's hella impressive.
Yeah.
Well, I hear clone. I just don't know if like the first successful clone is gonna have like all things working properly. Because like if its DNA is too distinct from like another sheep, it wouldn't be able to reproduce, kind of like the way like mules and horses work, right?
Okay, we'll go with that.
Okay, well, I'd appreciate some input rather than just we'll go with that. But
No, I agree
We're
with
gonna-
you. Again, I feel like we just don't know like how cloning works exactly, and I feel like giving us a better understanding because like it goes back to my analogy. Like, are we building like
Jurassic Park.
no more so? Are we building
Oh.
DNA from? Are we building DNAs from scratch, or are we building it from like
Well, from models, not from scratch.
Well, what I mean, like, is are we rebuilding the DNA or like is the DNA replicating
Okay.
on its own?
No, well, it's not replicated on its own. DNA can't replicate on its own, but not
But
unless
like
it's a
body
living organism.
parts, more so like
Well, cells like break down and rebuild like every 7 years. That's kind of
that's what I
DNA
was
replicating
thinking.
on its own, right?
Right. That's not the same with DNA, though. Replication of DNA has to be done through the living organism.
Okay.
So I think they're taking the DNA and modifying it, stimulating the DNA to.
Well, if they're just modifying DNA on like a pre-existing organism, is that cloning? Because
I don't
like,
know.
how
The
does
ones
the
that did the
mutilate form
dire
come out?
wolves. The ones that they did the dire wolves. They named them Romulus, Remus, and
Of course,
Khaleesi. That's funny.
isn't Khaleesi the Game of Thrones character?
I don't fucking know.
I
don't
would have
watch
named
that
it
shit.
Aeneas.
Oh, I'm sorry. I get sex. That's what you confused me.
Oh, I didn't even watch Game of Thrones. I just that
I'm
became like
just
a very
messing with
popular
you,
baby
dude.
name.
Uh,
And if you have sex, that's more of a reason to watch Game of Thrones because they have sex position like per their own like director's like statement.
yeah, because I want advice
Man,
from them.
I keep getting recommended Game of Thrones, and then I say to the person like, I don't want to watch it because like I heard the ending sucks. I don't want to be disappointed. They're all always like, yeah, that's fair.
You could watch up till like a certain point in the show and then just switch over to like the
Yeah,
books
but
at that
I don't
point.
want to. I don't want
I
to
do
do
want
that.
to.
All
I
Okay,
do want to read the
now,
all
books.
sorry.
all that's gonna
Mhm.
happen is I'm gonna get on a cliffhanger and be curious.
And then
Well,
he's gonna
then
wait
be
10 years
curious.
before he finishes it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because the books, I don't even know if they finished the book series even after all this time.
Okay, basically, here's the breakdown how it works. The CRISPR-Cas9, what it does is a powerful gene editing tool derived from bacterial immune system. How it works, it uses a guide RNA to direct the Cas9 enzyme to a specific DNA sequence where it makes a cut. The cell then repairs the break, allowing for the addition of the or deletion of genetic material. So, in a sense, yes, they use already live DNA and just modify it.
Okay, and then like it just gets born from a pre-existing a
Right, but
wolf.
it has
Okay,
like well, it's already got its DNA when it like so. I guess they would be like impregnate the sheep, edit all the genes in there, or even impregnate something, an egg, edit everything
Okay,
in
so
there,
they're
and then stick it back in the sheep or stick it in an incubator or whatever. But
okay. Although an incubator is a non-organic like life-producing thing, then isn't it?
yeah, I don't know which one they do though. But I'm just saying, like either one of them could be done.
But you said before that like the cloning would have to happen through a pre-existing living organism. But if an incubator were, well, I guess they would have still have to get the egg or
Yeah,
sex
the
from it.
original egg would have still
So
have
no
to come
matter
from.
what, yeah, never
So
mind.
meaning, if all life on Earth died, all life on Earth died out, there would be no way to replicate that.
Well, yeah, because there would be nothing alive to try to
Right.
replicate it.
Now
like
that
the
would be
direwolf.
impressive.
That would be impressive. Well, I guess like that's kind of like
The
things
dire
came
wolf.
from nothing, so things would have to go. If things went back to nothing, things would just come again from nothing, right?
I don't know. That was a statistical anomaly. No other planet that we even know of the 5,000 planets.
We
Not
will
one of them has
we, will-
even a speck of life. Go ahead.
we will be replaced by the raccoons.
See,
We're probably. I imagine tardigrades would be like the tardigrades and cockroaches would be like the last two things standing. If everything else got wiped out,
I don't know.
tardigrades like water bears are extremely endurable. They can like survive in space, I believe, and that's well. I mean, I think they starve if they like get sent into space, but like the
They'd rather be
pressure in the
mermaids.
atmosphere.
You know what water bears is another name for?
Raccoons, I know. That's wash bears, isn't it?
Think
Maybe
it
it's
depends on
probably
language.
both.
Okay. Cockroaches have been sent into space for scientific research. One notable example is Neurazia, a Russian cockroach sent aboard the Photon M3 biosatellite in 2009. During the mission, produced 33 offspring, making a significant milestone as they were among the first Earthlings conceived in microgravity.
Damn.
Interesting.
Cockroaches went to space before I did. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, I would agree. You should be embarrassed.
Yeah, you should too. You didn't go to space. That cockroach beat both of us.
How do you know? You don't know that anyone didn't go to space. You're just
I've been
making
to space.
assumptions. You're making
been to space.
assumptions.
I've been
You're
to
playing
space.
to
My
my
parents-
skepticism. It's working. Maybe you've been to space. I don't know.
Who, me?
I've been to
Or
space.
him?
Maybe
I've been to space. My parents say I'm a waste of it.
Whoa.
They got a point.
Yeesh.
I mean, yes, cockroaches successfully bred in space. So
Do you think? I mean, I guess like if there was any like cool mutations from them reproducing in space, we would have probably heard about it by now, or maybe not because we didn't even know like
Okay,
cockroaches have been
that's
to
kind of
space.
interesting. They're
But
using
no-
mass. Go ahead.
I was saying I'm kidding, Cayden, because he said "whoa."
Oh.
Oh yeah, I know.
Research is ongoing, but a Polish company is developing an insect bioreactor that uses Madagascar cockroaches to convert organic waste into useful resources such as protein-rich biomass. This could help create a
So-
sustainable ecosystem in space.
Ooh.
So what you're saying is you know what Madagascar 5 will be about?
About cockroaches.
It might be. You don't know.
The main lion goes to space and he has to hang out with the cockroaches. I don't even know what's his name. It's like Alex, isn't it?
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew you would know. Of course you would. You're the biggest Madagascar movie fan there is.
Excuse you. The movie's okay. I prefer the PS2 game.
I like the books. I like the books.
I don't know why
Madagascar.
the fucking PS2 Madagascar game had no right being as good as it was.
That was true for a couple. The Ratatouille one was pretty cool, and that was like back when they tried with game adaptations for movies and shows. Now they don't really do that, and that's kind of crazy. Because actually, I heard the new Indiana Jones is really good, and the RoboCop are both movie to game adaptations that did really well.
Okay. Anyways, anything to add on the DNA thing?
Well, we can add as many genomes as we need.
So this is our next project after the hacking the
Ooh,
files. We're gonna fucking put
Start a
together some
cloning
bacteria
lab?
or something to CRISPR.
that'd be pretty cool.
I think
Why not,
creating
do that,
our
right?
own I think creating our own bacteria would be good. We just like take a bottle, just put whatever in it, see what grows.
I'm just saying we could do that too.
I mean, it's a start.
We'd have to come up with like close to like 15 grand.
We could do like a science
know-
Mythbusters type thing.
We might be able
Maybe
to get it
not
for 8, but they got CRISPRs on
Seeds?
sale on.
No, just do what I do. Just put a bunch of random stuff in like a jar of water, see what happens.
bunch of random stuff.
Yeah.
But like cheese, water, or I'm sorry, milk, water, and yeast, like,
Yeah.
or do you mean like you
Maybe
just put a
some mud
toothpick in there? and-
some leaves, some sticks.
There we go. That is, what would that result in? Like, what
Okay.
concoction would that brew?
We got a. I don't know what these are, just so we know, but they got
Mm-hmm.
some decently priced. I know what they are, but they're DNA synthesizers. There's some pre-owned ones for like 12 grand. Comes from
I'm pretty-
USA, and then
I'm pretty sure trying to make your own clone is illegal.
Is
You don't know
it's not
that.
regulated yet, is it?
Yes.
what?
What
Cloning's
clone
regulated.
regulation?
Yeah, cloning's regulated.
So when I
Only in
asked
certain
her, like,
states.
when I asked her like 5 times, what do you think the future regulations?
There is no
of cloning would,
federal.
like,
There are no federal laws on
Right.
it. There's only state
Yes,
laws.
yes, but like having it regulated, it's different. Like if a lab gets permission to do it, and like there is a future there versus us just like buying something off of Amazon, being like, yeah, let's grow another Cayden.
No, this is from Biomeds.
There's a difference, but I just meant like you already had the answer to like the regulations on cloning, and you didn't give that earlier when I was like asking about it.
For $350,000, we can get a Nova Sequencer 6000.
Ooh, All right, let's try another Go Send Me.
I mean, for like a certain amount of money, you can get a fucking lockpick. That doesn't mean the company will call you and be like, "Hey, what are you doing with this?"
They won't care. Here's one out of Turkey. You know they won't care.
Yeah. We do know the cultural association with Turkey.
I mean,
and not
sure,
caring
we
about
might get
cloning.
stopped at the border or the customs. But yeah,
What you got there? A $350,000 cloning machine? All right, hop on the plane.
Some of these are made in America, though.
The machines, the synthesizers.
Yeah, I might
There
look
we
up.
go. And you can just buy one.
Yeah, I mean they're not cheap, but yeah.
Oh yeah, you
cheapest
can't
one I
just
found.
go out and
Cheapest
buy
one I
one,
found was
but
$1,200. I mean, $12,000. So
that's not a bad price for cloning. The question is like, is that worth it? Like we clone a rat. Like, are we gonna be? Who wants to be the
Yes.
guinea pig for being cloned?
Yes, multiple Josh is really
Okay.
worth it.
oh yeah,
just
they're
five.
worth it.
Riverside, like one stream is just 5 copies of Josh and Josh himself.
If I rape my own clone, is it still rape or is it just masturbation?
Depends on your clone's reaction, I guess.
Oh God.
Like, you assume it would have the same identity as
feel
you,
like-
but like through the fact that it's like at a different position than you, it's gonna have different reactions to scenarios. And
I'm sure
eventually-
when he's bent over and he's got his cheek spread, that I'm confident that's a yes.
Well, Josh, would you, if you were bent over by yourself and asked to spread your cheeks, would you like it?
That's a good point.
I mean, I don't know if I'd like somebody else doing it, but I might be okay with it. I mean, it's not even gay. It's like,
So it's not rape.
well, it's not gay and it's not incest.
Is it not incest? It's you
I
still
don't
have
know.
like the
'cause
same
it
genetic
goes
makeup.
back into your whole argument earlier of like even if 2 identical twins are born, their DNA will be different at the end of their life.
Sure, but not at
Yeah.
the beginning.
They
Not the
develop
beginning.
differently. But like it would have to start immediately after they spawn is like when that process starts. Like there's already like some level of deviation immediately, right?
Yeah, like
I mean,
I
I
am
assume
curious. I am curious on like how inbreeding with a clone would work.
Yeah.
It would probably double down on like the side effects.
Maybe not though, because you can almost guarantee that that it's not going to be there's not going to be any because we don't know. Here's the thing: we don't actually know for certain that's what causes the anomalies. We just kind of think it. Like we don't actually have full on research that it's what I'm saying. Like
None.
well, I mean there are they say correlation is not causation. There's a bunch of correlative stuff, but there's no causation stuff. So it's not. We can definitely say this causes this.
So like the alternative to the correlation would be like what? Like the people who had those conditions are just more prone to incest.
It's possible. They could be the other way around.
Well, the other way around would be like the first assumption, which is like the incest
No,
causes
I mean-
the defect.
All right. We assume that people that are inbred
hmm
over a long period of time have genetic defects, but maybe they always had the genetic defects, and the inbreeding was just a byproduct of the defects.
That's possible. And I guess there's some room for argument there because we think about like the Adam and Eve discussion from earlier and the fact that they were inbred. Like everybody's inbred to some degree by that logic.
Well, I mean, just because somebody's
It's like
inbred
those-
does not mean that they will always stay inbred or that their genetics will stay inbred. So even if like you could technically bang your sister and come out with a perfectly fine baby. People do it all the time. They say that it increases the likelihood, but doesn't guarantee anything.
How often is all the time?
I don't know, but the point
I
is
was I was like, do we need a study on that?
well, I mean, the studies are
not-
just stacking data points. They're not true studies because we can't force people to do it.
But I mean, we've used studies for like other things that I feel like if we were going to say
Yeah,
that
but
it's
even those are
data
just
sets-
stacking data points. There isn't actual studies because you can't force people. Other than the Germans, you can't force people to do
Well, they
that.
can't force people, but like if those people already exist and did have an inbred child, then like that would be like the course for your study, right? Like the source for determining that, or at least a source to like draw information from.
This is why we can say the likelihood is that you'll get cancer if you smoke cigarettes, but we can't guarantee it because for some reason some people don't. They just don't. Look at Mama. She's 85.
Yeah,
She smoked for like 60 years. And I'm pretty sure they weren't, you know what I'm saying? This is back when like they were non-filter cigarettes when she started. She started
Maybe-
in the 40s. You know what I'm saying?
maybe
Like,
she did like the reverse of like when people are trying to quit, and so like they'll do it in secret and then just tell people around them they're not doing it.
I think
Maybe she
I
did
think
the reverse where she does it only around people and she doesn't do it in her own time.
it's possible.
I think it's just because she's from Florida.
No, she's
Yeah.
not even from Florida. She's from Virginia.
Oh yeah.
She just moved to Florida a few years ago.
Well, does she
Well, maybe
smoke
moving
Virginia
to Florida.
Slims?
Does she smoke Virginia Slims now? She
I have
smoked.
no answer.
Well, I don't think that was even a thing back then. I think she had her options were Camels, because we're talking like the 40s and 50s. You know what I'm saying? Like, when her smoking began,
Yeah.
and they smoked more cigarettes before they were Marlboros.
Smoking was around way before that, wasn't it? Like way before
Yes.
the 50s? Okay.
Yeah, keep in mind, like
But they were non-filtered. Go ahead.
Native Americans used to
Oh.
Sure,
take
like
smoke into their mouths and blow it in each other's faces for ritualistic purposes.
yeah,
they
give the
didn't-
kid cancer.
They didn't inhale it. They didn't
Ritualistic
inhale it like
secondhand.
they didn't inhale it like we did, but
Only the
it's
ones
like,
got addicted to it.
Which you're not
well, because
supposed to
like
inhale it at
inhaling
all, right?
inhaling pure nicotine like that will kill you.
Well,
Like
it's
cigarettes
cool.
are very, very filtered nicotine.
Do we have a study on that? I'm just playing.
I mean, I don't know what you mean by filtered. Like it filters through your system, but there was no like filters on
It
cigarettes
isn't
when it
pure.
started.
It isn't pure nicotine, is what I'm saying.
Oh no, like,
Like,
but they used to smoke tobacco, like whatever. What you got is like kind of like if you smoke coca leaves, you can get high like cocaine. You're just not gonna get as high as if you concentrate it and snort it.
Well, no, hold on.
well, I think it sounds like Ryan, you're saying is that they must dilute it before like we get like the final product of a
I
cigarette.
doubt the Indians did.
See, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
but
I thought
again,
they
they
just used
didn't.
the
As
direct tobacco leaf.
as I said, they didn't inhale it like we do.
Which
I mean,
you're
to
not
some
Like, they
degree,
put it
but some of it's not a choice.
Like they put it in their mouths and blew it in each other's faces. That's what they did.
Which with modern cigarettes and cigars, you're still not supposed
God.
to inhale it. You're supposed to
He's
retrohale
forcing
it, right?
me to Google when did inhaling begin.
Breathing was
Ancient
invented in
Babylonia, Indian,
1873.
China.
Is that actually what it says?
That's what it says.
Oh, that's when inhaling tobacco started?
That's when inhaling. No, it was everything, not just like when did inhaling begin in general.
But like, what does inhaling mean in that case? Because you can't just be referring to like breathing in. Like
Well, breathing in is inhaling it. And that's all you're doing with a cigarette is breathing it in.
Okay, so we were talking about inhaling the tobacco.
Well, not the tobacco, but inhaling the smoke.
Okay.
I'm mad at you, Brian, for making me have to do that.
Did you inhale that, Josh, when you lit that up?
Yes, I did. But I didn't inhale.
Oh, stop. You're giving me second hand. I'm allergic.
Apparently, inhaling is a popular thing, whether it's cocaine or anything else. In ancient cultures, inhaling substances was often part of religious and ritual practice. For example, in ancient Greece, priestesses at the Oracle of Delphi used inhalants to alter consciousness, while in Latin America, psychedelic herbs were inhaled for hearing.
There's a funny
healing
theory that like the oracle that like Heracles visited in his story was high on fumes.
I'm sure he was. He's probably doing nitrous oxide and other shit.
You guys remember that caterpillar from like Alice in Wonderland that had like the hookah pipe?
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. We're gonna pretend like you
Alice
didn't
in
say that.
Wonderland.
Okay, I don't know what Alice in Wonderland is, but we're gonna pretend like you just didn't say that. Okay?
You don't know what Alice in Wonderland is?
No, I know she
You
goes down a
don't?
hole though.
Yeah, she goes down the rabbit hole, and like the first thing she runs across was a caterpillar smoking a hookah.
Maybe she should have went down that hole.
Probably.
It's probably a euphemism for don't do drugs.
It is an effective PSA. That boy looked zonked out of his goddamn mind. Cheshire Cat must have been on coke or something though, because that dude was like manic.
But like what I was saying is, keep in mind, like your average cigarette only has like maybe 1 or 2 actual milligrams of tobacco in it.
So what you're saying is, well, yeah, but I don't know. Okay. I want to see if you. Yes, leaf tobacco can be smoked after it's been properly cured and processed. It's commonly used in products like cigarettes. Blah, blah, blah. What does that mean? Curing is a.
Oh yeah, going back to the amphibian thing from like way earlier. I did also see frogs and toads and salamanders are both amphibians, and then like the only other amphibian I'm seeing are something called caecilians, and they look like worms, but apparently they're not worms. But there's like a worm-like amphibian that's just like very not known about. And they have lungs.
Tobacco leaves contain between 2 to 8% nicotine in various factors such as species and growing conditions. That's probably why marbles are so addictive because they use 2 types of tobacco in there. They use Oriental and American.
So that's like the smoking equivalent of like mixing 2 drinks.
Yeah.
I like the I don't like cigarettes, but I do like the menthol like vapes and stuff. What is menthol?
Can what?
What is menthol exactly? Like what is that? The material?
Oh, that's a good question.
'Cause they put it in cigarettes
It's
and
from
stuff.
mint leaves. Mint leaves.
Is that
essentially.
really?
Yeah.
You can smoke. Wait, like why don't I just smoke like a straight mint then?
Because it won't do anything for you other than like.
Smoking
Taste
tea
good?
bags.
But yeah. So nicotine is a natural insecticide found within the leaves of the tobacco plant. A single drop of the pure stuff will kill you, but in lower doses, it does cause euphoria. Essentially.
Yeah, but that's true of any cigarette. Hold on.
Well, no. Just my whole
Oh.
point was like, smoke like getting pure like a smoking a pure tobacco leaf will kill you essentially.
They're also more addictive than regular cigarettes.
What, straight tobacco leaves or menthol?
Menthol.
Oh yeah, yeah, they are more addictive. Well, it's because it's just more pleasant. Like having that little extra mintier smoke. I want like a menthol cigar. That'd be badass. I don't think I've even heard of those being a thing though, but it'd be awesome. All right, which I stayed like well past what I was originally intending to, so I am gonna hop off here.
Hold on. We're gonna solve this last question and then
Okay.
it's peppermint.
Menthol's peppermint.
That's
Kind of.
yeah. There's a if you want to know more about cigarettes, there's that knowing better guy I was telling you about did a whole video on like cigarettes and like how different forms of it became popular and stuff like that.
I'm not so much like curious about the history of it. I am more curious about like the varieties and like the different methods that
I
it's
just want to see what kind of mint they
He
used.
actually goes over all that because he talks about like how certain filters were like exchanged throughout like history because like the different like cigarette fads there were back then.
Oh, he said it's been around for a long time. But he does like talk about and break those down. Maybe I should watch it then.
What's that old jingle, Josh, that like a good cigarette should something like that?
Good cigarette should what? Oh, like
Hold on.
saying?
Yeah, is it like a PSA thing or is it like a commercial slogan like
Commercial. It's like
Fred
a
Flint's?
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that's the Fred Flintstone one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it Fred Flintstone?
Yeah, the Fred Flintstone had like a pro cigarette like segment at one point. They were like, "All right, kids, go buy these cigarettes." It's more or less like what it broke down to.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. That's the phrase,
Yeah.
according to eBay.
Before I go, I am gonna send this link to the Flintstones commercial because it's pretty hype.
Dude,
Or I'll just stream it. Or I'll send it to
Alright.
Ryan to stream it.
just so we food was
No,
kind
I'll
of
just
cool.
send it. Hmm.
I'm gonna show you something real quick. All right. Oh.
Huh, did you know that she may have smoked Marlboros because what I'm reading here is that Marlboro was the first ever cigarette actually marketed towards women.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, Marlboro Reds were originally sold with a red tip so that the lipstick would be less noticeable.
Yeah, but we're talking like if it had filters, then we're talking like in the 50s, 60s.
No, they just had red tips, not filters.
Oh, okay. The tips were marked even though.
Yeah.
Although I'm not seeing any of these Philip Morris cigarettes that. Oh, here we go. This is what I want to show you. All right, I'm showing you something. Okay.
No.
What do you mean
Okay,
no?
go ahead.
Stop
I'm
saying
kidding, go
no.
ahead. I just like imitating that one guy from Half-Life 2.
Here we go.
Gordon. See, even
These were-
Cayden likes it.
These were Philip Morris's in a can. You see that little
Jesus.
slide can?
Yeah. That looks gross, actually.
Well, I mean, the can's probably fucking pretty old by now. It was like in the 20s or something.
Well, yeah, but I just
It's like a Band-Aid can, though.
You put like canned cigarettes, and the first thing I think it was like canned tuna and stuff like that, where it's like wet in
Oh,
there.
Cayden, you're gonna hate what they did to Jello.
Uh-oh.
Canned Jello.
No. There used to be there was a fad in like the 50s of like making everything fucking Jello.
I do remember that because we saw some like old timey. They had like it's like Jello hot dog casserole was like one of the recipes in like an old cookbook or some nonsense like that. and
I
it
saw
looked
some
so
girl make Jello
disgusting.
sushi the other day, and it was the nastiest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Okay.
Ugh.
I gotta say, we all definitely have ADH what? Because we cannot stand topic for shit.
I try to bring us back to the Kona as many times as I could. I'm not.
Man, I'm
Let's
gonna be
not rope
honest.
me into that.
Stop using excuses. Do what?
I feel like we said everything we had to about the cloning.
What? I had like 30 more things to say. Hold on.
Then fucking
not
say them.
Oh, it's too late
okay.
now. No. It's already at 10:40. We gotta go now.
It is. I do need to hop off. I'm
Alright.
extremely sleepy. I'm feeling a little
Okay,
under the
guys,
weather.
I enjoyed everything. This has been a great show. We
Yeah.
are definitely gonna get
I
drunk
think
and
this
see if
was
we can
like-
stay on track like that.
Tomorrow
I think
we'll have
it's
some
not
podcast.
yellow.
I think this is the first stream I was here for the whole thing.
Yeah, from
Oh,
start
yeah.
to finish, yeah. Woo!
No, I think the
You've-
first one. I
You've
think the
earned
first
your.
one he was. Was he on like in the first one?
I think he hopped in later at like 9 o'clock because he was still at work on the first
Oh.
one that I remember.
But he was on there for like 2.5 hours, something like that.
Yeah,
Anyway,
he
okay.
was on there for a pretty good amount of time.
We're gonna call this number 1. Ooh. And he was here before you,
Ooh.
so he gets points for that.
He was. I'll be on like from the full 8 to 11 tomorrow though for sure.
Better.
I will.
You ain't gotta work tomorrow, do you?
No, I do work tomorrow, which is the only reason I'm saying 8 instead of 7 is because if it goes over, which is supposed to be like a light day tomorrow. So but I
Yeah,
don't
but
want
you
to get
screw it
like,
up anyway.
well,
I'm just
work's
messing with you.
work. When you gotta work, you gotta work.
All right, guys. I will talk to you later. Everybody, we had a great time.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
for
you for
enjoying the great
joining.
debate from Skywatch.
Have a
Even though we
blessed
barely
night.
blessed night. We're
Blessed night,
blessing
yes.
people now.
Yes, why not?
Are we charging for
I
that?
no, this isn't like a well,
what
confessionals you don't charge for. This isn't like a oh my
do
god,
you
what's it
think he
called?
does? He's like, give me $20 and I will cure you.
Oh, that's just snake oil salesmanship at that point.
Say for our
Give me
fathers and
$20 and
6
I'll
Hail
try to heal
Marys.
you.
Do what?
What's his name for that? There's a name for that, right? Like when you pay to get a blessing, or when you pay to like you get your sins forgiven
I
by
don't
a
know.
church.
Oh, I think Catholics can do it. Hold on.
They do. I don't know what it's called. There's a word for it, and it's like not coming
I'm
back.
I know the
sorry,
to me.
what?
mafia guys get it.
I tuned out. What are we talking about?
Churches that like you can pay money to get blessed by a member of your church. They're not blessed. You pay money to have your sins like repented or whatever.
Oh God, are we? Oh
Okay.
God, this is fucking what Lutherans split over.
Indulgences in the Catholic Church historically allowed people to reduce punishment for sins, sometimes leading to a controversial practice of selling forgiveness. However, the Church teaches that true forgiveness comes from sincere repentance and the sacrament of penance, not from monetary transactions.
What was the first
I
word
know
of
what
that
you're
line?
talking about. So that used to be a thing that Catholic Church did until Martin Luther came along
Yeah.
and like upended it.
Yeah, which is for the
I'm sure if
best.
we looked up Martin Luther, we'd get like
But it makes me
the
wonder,
full.
do those people go to heaven or not? Because, like,
Because paying the money does show like effort and attempt to repent to some degree.
well, it's your job to do what the church tells you to do. If they're like, hey, give us all your sheep, we're like, okay, here you go.
It's
Like,
your
if that's the
job to.
penance.
Like if you work at the church or as a member.
As a member, you're subservient to the church. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. As a member, you're subservient to God more than the church, right?
It's called The Church Teaches the Indulgences Draw on the Treasury of Merit, which includes the merits of Jesus Christ and the saints.
I don't think that answered my question, unless I'm like mistaken and missing something here.
What'd you miss?
Uh, as a
Re-ask your
member,
question.
as a member of the church, you're more subservient to God than the church itself, right?
Yes, but you have to adhere to church hierarchy. That's why the Pope is.
Is that right? Is
Yeah,
that the
but
biblical thing?
Huh?
it also really just depends on what denomination you are, because Catholics are like the only
Well,
ones that really follow the Pope.
I was gonna
right,
say
but
like
we're also referring to Catholics as literally what this whole thing was about. It's indulgence in the Catholic
I
Church.
thought he said Christians. My bad.
okay,
no.
okay. So as a Catholic, okay, that makes sense. But if you're a Baptist, that's not the same case, or as
And
far as I'm
there was a
aware.
time where that was the only kind of church there was Catholic churches.
Yeah, that was big in Rome.
You know what
Rome
I'm
was
saying?
like very Catholic.
I mean,
Rome's like the origin of Catholicism.
technically not, but like,
I mean, there were Jewish, but they weren't even considered churches. They were considered.
well, there are also like weird sects of Christianity that are largely non-existent nowadays, as well.
That's true.
Well, I mean,
Like,
these
because
are
There's so
keep in
many
mind,
different.
a lot of like the major like denominations came about from either like the split of like
yeah,
the,
but the
the
Catholic Church.
Orthodox. I was gonna say the Orthodox split and basically the Reformation, which would come later.
They come way later though, like 1600s or something.
But my point is, you still had like Orthodox Christians. I think they were called something different back then, but like they were like it was a distinct group.
Orthodox Christians, that's still a thing, ain't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was talking about. I'm pretty sure they had churches back then too.
I don't know. Like, I guess the question is like, do the Catholic Church? Other than Catholic Church, I don't know if anybody was around in Jesus's day, like right after he died. You know what I'm saying? Like, the closest to that I could find is the Catholic Church. I guess there was. I mean, there was 12 disciples, so there could be 12 different sects. But
Uh,
That makes sense.
So
for at the time, or I guess like the rest probably like split off from
in terms of
Catholicism.
in terms of people that came around and were alive during Jesus' death, it's important to realize that like a lot of like smaller sections of Christianity existed back then. That's where you got like people like the Gnostics and stuff like that, who were like very. You had a lot of people back then that it wasn't split up into denominations like it is nowadays, but there were all sorts of people back then with wildly different beliefs. Like, take for example all the different beliefs that came about. That what's the thing I'm thinking of? What's the Reformation of the Bible? The meeting that took place for it. What's it called?
I don't know.
Yeah, like because you also had like the Arians back then as well.
The Aryans.
Yeah, different from the
I was gonna say.
the World War II Aryans.
I know that the Assyrians were a thing back then. I'm not familiar with the Aryans from that time period.
They were people who rejected the traditional notion of the Trinity, teaching that Jesus was created directly by God and is therefore distinct from God. While a lot of other people can compare like God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost to be the same type of person, essentially.
Kind of makes sense because that like Jesus yelling, "Father, why have you forsaken me?" is kind of weird if you think of it as like him yelling at himself.
What am I thinking of? God.
But I'm like fixing to pass out, so I'm gonna
Oh,
go
I
head off.
remember. All right. See ya. The
You
Nicene
guys have a good
Council.
one. I'll
That's
see
what
you
I'm thinking
tomorrow.
of. See ya.
All right. See you guys later. All right. All right. See you later, Ryan.
All right. See ya.